Hello and welcome to the channel. We'll talk about all things Weiss Schwarz and chill with friends. My name is Liam. Today we are back for our English set review show. I hope you're enjoying the new layout. I've done a thing here. I made it look very persona-y and I'm trying out some new things. We're trying out streaming on YouTube as well. So if you're watching on YouTube, hi YouTube. But also we're on Twitch as well. So yeah, if you are new here, please consider subscribing to the YouTube channel or following on the Twitch. Do both. That'd be great. And also, as well as that, you can also check us out on Discord. Link will come into the chat now for Twitch because it won't come up on the YouTube channel. But if you're on Twitch, you can see my link there. And if you're on Twitch, there's my YouTube channel. So you can see all of that there as well. And yeah, enjoy all of that. But let's get into what we're doing today. So, as I mentioned, I am basically starting from the Kaguya set 2. Wanting to do a stream every Saturday when it occurs, when a new set comes out in the English Weiss Schwarz scene. And I guess this is a weird one because, you know, it's a new set, it's a new set, sure, but it is a long time coming, been a very, very long time coming, but we are looking at the power-up sets. Now, the thing with the power-up sets is that, how do I put it? They came out in Japan 7 years ago, and we'll cover more about that later. But they finally came out in English. And are they going to do anything impactful to the meta? Probably not, but we're going to talk about that more. And as we do that, like I said, I'm not going to be able to do this on my own. So I do have 2 guests with me today. I'm going to transition to our next screen and reveal Bob-a-da-ba. Hello, there we go. We are working. It's live. We're working. So firstly, my first guest today, introduced by no other than himself with the kazoo. Dario was on the line, good old friend and good old moderator of the channel. Dario, how are you doing, my friend? Good, good. Why am I... Yeah, my chat just cleared. No, why did my chat clear? Oh, why did that disappear? Yeah, Persona cancelled for some reason. I have no idea why. Oh well, that was weird. Anyway, oh, there we go. Oh, can't hear Dario. Can't hear him. It's coming through on my system. Yeah, I can see it outputting. Can people hear me? Kazoo noises. So we did hear kazoo noises. Can't Dario speak for? I can. Weird. So you can. Oh, that's so weird. So why can't anyone hear that? What the heck? That's so weird. It's coming through on the system fine. What the heck? That's so weird. 1 second, let me figure this out. Because I can hear you fine. Like, that's me making them... Oh, right. No, so for some reason, they can't hear you, but it's coming up on my... Huh? That's so weird. What the heck? Can hear me, can't hear Dario. What the... That is very weird. 1 second, let me figure this out. Okay, try talking now, Dario. Can you hear him now? He just spoke a little bit there. I haven't muted desktop sounds. Nope, can't hear him. Nope. What the heck? But I can... I know, apparently not. Oh, god damn it. This was working absolutely fine. And I can see... So I can see, I checked it earlier, so I can hear the audio moving. That's fine. Right. You can hear me, but you can't hear Dario. Why the hell? Okay, I guess we're figuring this out now. Right. What the heck? How the hell do I fix this? There's still nothing. No, it shouldn't be that as well. It shouldn't be that. Oh, don't say, oh, hey, Dario. Can you hear him? Because I've not changed anything. He's not talking. He's not talking now. What? This is so confusing. It's literally showing up that the meter's moving. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Sport. No. Oh, god damn it. Right, hold on. Let me figure out what the heck is going on here. Because it's coming through on HeroKit Mixer. Global settings. Everything's working fine. That's muted, which is correct. That's there. Guess so. That's the... Oh, I figured it out. I figured it out. Hold on. There's guest 1. Where's guest 2? There it is. Aha. I see why. Dario, try talking now. Can people hear the kazoos? Can people kazoo hear the kazoo? There we go. Hey! Ah, there we go. We figured it. So I know what I'm doing. I am a professional streamer.
Don't worry, we'll have this all working perfectly in time for HoloLive in August.
It's fine. I figured out what it was. Anyway, hello everyone. So now Dario is here. He's over there on my camera here. There we go. There's Dario. And you can see we've got a second person on stream now. You might not recognize this face, but if you are part of the Weiss and Schwarz Discord community, you will know this name quite well. It is Yuki Kaze. Also, his name is Henry, but Yuki Kaze from the Discord server. Yuki, how you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Liam?
Yeah, doing good. So, I mean, thank you for coming on. I know it must be like it's like 2:30 in the morning for you right now.
It is 2:40 in the morning. Yes.
Yeah, Jesus. Like, so thank you so much for coming on. It reminds me of when I
No,
went
thank you for
on.
having me.
It reminds me of when I went on the Strictly Broken TCG stream where I had to start at 3 o'clock in the morning because UK to American times. That was fun. So no,
Yeah,
thank you so much for coming on.
I was not waking up to watch that with you live. Sorry, Liam.
I don't blame
I will support you any other time, but at 3 a.m. in the morning.
you. I respect this entirely. So yeah, so as you can see today, we are going to be looking at the new power-up sets for Log Horizon, the Meta Colony of Haruhi Suzumiya, and Kill la Kill. So let's jump straight in, shall we? So as you can see, they had 3 power-up sets. They're originally released in Japanese in 2016. Log Horizon was the 8th of April, and Suzumiya Haruhi and Kill la Kill were on the 23rd of December on the same day. The English print contains 4 copies of all of the power-up set cards, 1 foil, 3 non-foils, and then 4 copies of each promos as well, where I think they're all non-foil. I don't think you get a foil version of a promo. So you get 4 copies of each promo, and you get 4 copies of every actual power-up set card, and those power-up set cards you get 1 foil, 3 non-foils. And then on this as well, so you get a storage box for each, so it comes in a storage box. In the English edition, we get a deck box, we get a top loader, whereas the Japanese version included sleeves. But the difference between the English version and Japanese version as well is that they only got 1 copy of 1 promo, whereas we're getting 4 copies of 4 promos. So we're getting more cards, but we're getting a top loader instead of sleeves. I'll ask these guys, what do you actually think to that? Like, would you rather the sleeves and less promos, or would you rather the promos and not sleeves? I mean, what would you rather?
I have the sleeves in Japanese. They're really nice. I'd rather the sleeves.
I mean, I've literally got, where's my... I've got my Log Horizon one down here.
I imagine you've probably got the sleeves as well.
Yeah, I've got my Log Horizon ones here.
Yeah, I also have the sleeves. They're nice, and the fact that because of how Japanese power-up set is designed, you're only getting 1 foil of each of the 8 cards in the power-up set. So a lot of people are getting 4 power-up sets anyway, just so they can just play a full foil. So
yeah,
having 4 packs of those things is nice, especially because you're also getting that promo, even though you only have 1 of them. You come in force. So
yeah. I guess.
Are you saying you're not going to buy 50 copies of this to have 50 top loaders put on your deck? That's the plan for Bush Road, isn't it?
I have a story about this guy playing a deck, just every card is in a top loader.
Is that even legal?
The guy can shuffle well. Like he can shuffle fast enough and randomize well enough. So
I think nowadays it's actually probably illegal based on the guidelines regarding oversleeves.
It's probably still smaller than a Gigant deck.
I mean, yeah, it's true. I mean, for those that don't know, the Gigant deck is basically each card is about 5 times the thickness of a normal standard card. And the only reason I've seen how this tower of a deck looks is thanks to the UK Open, where one person, I think it was Lewis, his name was, actually played the UK Open with a rare Gigant deck. And I was like, it was a monster of a thing.
Anyone who wants to see the difference, I've just shared a picture into the chat of Gigant deck to a normal deck double sleeved to a normal deck non-double sleeved.
There you go. So
that's a Gigant deck double sleeve as well.
Yeah. The poor sleeves. Straight up the poor sleeves. Right, so let's jump straight into the actual sets now. So we're going to start in order. We're going to start with Log Horizon. I feel this is the set that I probably know the most out of the 3. And I mean, Dario and Yuki have been playing for a very long time, so they know of Log Horizon pretty well. So we'll all have a bit of input here, hopefully. So let's see if this works, shall we?
Yeah. Log Horizon is the smallest set of the three as well. So they're going from smallest upwards.
Yep, so it's probably got the most impact compared to, again, Log Horizon only had a extra booster originally, whereas the other two
and
had...
TD.
Sorry? Oh, and a TD, and a TD, you're right. Whereas the others had at least a core booster and a TD with them. Kill la Kill had a full booster and a trial deck. Haruhi had a trial deck, a full booster, and I think they had an extra booster as well in Japanese when this came out.
Which one? Haruhi?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the extra booster was pre-power up.
Yes, whereas we never saw that in English.
And Bunko was after power up.
Yes.
No, the extra booster came out in English as well.
Did it?
Yeah,
the extra booster is in English as well. The only thing English has not got for Haruhi is the Bunko cards.
Yes,
for obvious reasons.
the Kadakawa Bunko. Yeah, because anyway, so
set 2 Log Horizon maybe soon.
set 2
it has
maybe.
It has been what 7 years?
7 years exactly.
Kadani, give people what they want. Support the better series. Stop giving Sal support. Give it to Log Horizon instead.
Give it to Log. So here's what comes in the Log Horizon power-up set. So again, you get 8 types of 4 cards. One of the pieces will be foil, and then you get 4 copies of 4 promos. Then you get the top loader, which I think is kind of nice. It looks really cool, but it's not sleeves. And then you get the deck box and the storage box that comes with it as well. So, for Japanese prices, yeah, this is pretty good when it came out. But English, when it's probably double the price,
at least
it's very expensive for what it is, which is unfortunate.
Even as a Hololive player, I support that. Less Hololive, more Log Horizon. We've already got 500 cards or something, but the new set's coming out. That's like 10 times what Log Horizon's got.
Exactly. But let's actually move straight into our first card, shall we? So, first card is Reaching Through Song Isuzu. And it's on play, you may put a climax from hand to waiting room, and when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you may pay the cost. And if you do, choose one weapon or music character in your waiting room and return it to hand. And also, when this card direct attacks, choose one of your other characters, and it gains 1/5 for the turn. I think the first effect is commonly known as recording. Is that right?
Yep.
But what do you like adding this into the Log Horizon? We'll start with Yuki here. What do you think this does to the main set? Like what? Oh, something I should mention as well: the whole scoring system. We have a scoring system, 1 to 5, and what we'll do at the end of each card is we will collectively come together and give a score of 1 to 5. 1 being it's totally unplayable, don't waste your time. 5 being you must play this card if you're using this set, and like you must run it as a 4 of it. No, and like it's like it's a set breaking card that the card absolutely guaranteed needed.
That's within the set itself, how it rates to the set.
Yeah, like for example, with the Kaguya set 2, we decided that the double rare Ricky, the draw Ricky / runner was its 5-star. For example. So yeah, Yuki, what do you think to this?
I think the Isuzu is 3 or 4. It's certainly playable, especially given the fact that Log Horizon does have a small enough card pool that you don't have much. There's not a lot of choices when it comes to utility, and especially because later on we'll talk about Climax card that came in the power up set, which being Blue Gate, and it is a extra way to get rid of extra Climax cards in your hand. However, it's one of those. It's not sparkling, but it's got uses.
Daria?
Yeah, I think Yuki's covered everything there. It's hand filter, which is very nice, and it's trait locked hand filter rather than anything else, so you can ditch climax, pick anything up. The power buff is probably quite nice. I mean, at level 0, you're often going to have a direct lane to attack with, so that might mean you're getting a direct lane and climbing over another lane, especially if we look at modern decks where 3.5k is becoming increasingly common to get. So an older set may struggle to get over that otherwise. And this gives 1.5k, which is nice for that. Yeah, it's a very useful utility card, and it gives a nice stat buff.
So in terms of stars, where are we going to give this? Are you going to give this a you must play it like 4-star, or are you going to you can run it? It's kind of nice, like a 3-2-star. Where do you want to go with this?
It's tough for Log Horizon because it's such a small card pool that most of the cards in this are probably going to be 4 stars in the reference of Log Horizon, just because Log Horizon has so few cards to use. So I give this somewhere between 3 and 4 myself.
I was leaning towards 3, Yuki.
Yeah, I was 3, somewhere between 3 and 4. For the same reason.
Okay, well, let's go lower end. Let's start first card, middle of the road, 3-star. We know where our benchmark is. So 3 stars there for the Isuzu. Cool. Moving on to the next card. Beautiful Idol Girl Tetora. Girl with a question mark. If you know, you know. Also, when this card battle opponent becomes reversed, you may choose one character in your waiting room and return it to your hand. And if you do, choose one card in your hand and put it into your waiting room. And also, when this card becomes reversed, if that level of this card's battle opponent is higher than your opponent's level, you may reverse that character. So it's an anti-change Slayer Bomb. And also you get the nice salvaged hand fix from waiting room as well. Pretty good card, actually.
You went through hoops just to avoid saying the word adachi, didn't you?
Yes. I mean, it's not an adachi, it's a 2-1.
It's an adachi. It's right, the card is, the art's so cute on it. It's really nice art. That's the first thing I say. And I think the fact it's basically a level 3 Slayer that also gives you hand filter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely.
It's an early, more specifically, it's an early play Slayer. It's not a level 3 Slayer, which we'll see later on today. But it is playable. It's one of the only cards that Log Horizon has that deal with early played characters.
Yes.
So it is, and the second ability works very nice with the first ability. So, and it's also 6K, so it's not exactly too small for compared to a lot of other anti-change Slayers, which are very, very tiny.
Yeah, agreed. So yeah, in the basis of Log Horizon, I want to give this a 4-star. I actually think this is actually a kind of relevant card that you would run as a 1 to 2 of, like, in every deck. Yeah.
In the terms of Log Horizon, I'd agree this is probably a 4. In other sets, it's probably still decent, but in Log Horizon itself, then it's absolutely vital for Log Horizon to be able to deal with level 3 boards. I'd
say in any other set you look at 3-star, but Log Horizon 4-star, I think.
I agree. It's a 4, maybe just because of, like, again, we're going to the fact that Log Horizon has such a small card pool that in a different set, you might be looking at this as a 4, but this is maybe between 4 leaning 5. You're not gonna play 4 off, but you're gonna play a couple off.
Yeah.
So that's where I see the card.
That's fair. We'll go with 4. As like it's right on that teetering point. But I agree, 4-star as a minimum for Tetora here. So yeah, that was a good job, Tetora. You did okay. Okay, next card.
Just as a quick one for people, Log Horizon has the extra booster was only 50 cards. Trial decks are only about 15. This is pre-TD plus, I think. So probably only about 10,
like
15
to
cards.
20, maybe 15 to 20.
Yeah.
Yes.
So basically, we're talking about a card full of about 70 to 80 cards for Log Horizon. That's the entire card pool.
Yes. And then
to give people an idea of how small this is.
And there's an additional
trial deck is 20. So
20. So yeah, 50, 70, and then a couple of promos. And this, so yeah, about 80, 85 cards is the entirety of Log Horizon card pool.
Yeah, it's not a lot, is it? It's pretty crazy.
It's barely a HoloLive TD.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to look at the cards based on the set itself, not compared to other sets, because that's not a fair comparison, especially because these cards were made in 2016.
Yes.
Initially, did not change anything. So
Yep.
It is unfair to grade these cards against today's meta.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about against today's meta, but it's just unfair to say, because putting these cards against whole life, most of these are not nowhere near.
I was more referring just to people got an idea of just how big, also how small, Log Horizon actually was, because
Yes.
we've been referencing that it's such a small set. I don't know if people realize just how small a set it actually is.
Yeah, there's
Log
not
Horizon, the
cards.
first set came out in 2014 in Japan.
Yeah,
So we've got a 2014 extra booster pool added to a 2016 power up pack.
and that's it. Yeah,
And that's it. Yeah.
It's not even enough cards to make a full booster. That's what's crazy. Like, the fact that 2 releases is not enough, even with the trial deck. So 3 releases was not enough to even match to a standard core booster set. That's how small the set is. Moving on. So we've got Shadowlurk Akatsuki. So it's a 2 or less early play. With a 1,500 power power pump if you have 3 or more other characters, weapon or magic, which is basically everything in the set, bar a couple of cards, I think. And then also on play, when this card is played from hand, you can look up to top X or from your deck, add 1 card and put the rest to rating room, and then X is equal to the number of weapon or magic characters you have. So it's a top X, add a card, as well as an early play option for it. If I remember correctly, Log Horizon, this is Log Horizon's only early play, right?
Correct. So yes, but it's straight up. The extra booster level 3 can be early play via change.
Oh
So-
yes, yeah. Ignoring changes.
This is still from the change era.
Yeah. So this is the only inherent early play.
This is also Hollow Horizon's only top X,
Yes.
or top 3, or
Yeah,
top
just-
anything.
top something, add a card. Like, this is
Yeah.
the only card that does it. So looking at it in the world of Log Horizon, thoughts?
Auto include.
Just yes, auto include. Yeah, Yuki, anything to add?
The card is early play utility. It grabs a card, so it places itself in your hand. It's a nice card that Lord Horizon kind of would like to have in their deck. Especially because you're level 3 finisher, and this is not a level 3 finisher. Your level 3 finisher is on a climax combo, so you do need to try to grab the climax. And unfortunately, it is having that look at top X and get 1 is nice because it can grab you the climax when you need it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, it's the only way they can get the climax.
Yeah,
Other
that
than
or the
triggering
pounce. Yeah,
yeah.
it's they're the only 2 ways, and when it's so limited, you've got to do something with it. So yeah, I think this is an auto include as a 2 to maybe even 3 of, as a bit of deck speed, as a it's.
I mean, as an early play, it's not terrible as an early play in general. It's 10-5 all the time as long as you've got 3 or more other. So as long as you've got 2 other in the front row and a back row, or 2 back row, and that it's going to be 10-5. The early play condition is fine. It's not a 6 or more early play condition. It's a 2 or less, which was good for the time, and still all right now.
Yeah.
Top X is a top X. Everyone generally prefers early play healers, but top X is still decent.
Yeah.
Like it's a decent early play, and in Log Horizon, it's pretty vital for the fact it's the only way they can dig for non-characters.
Yeah. Oh, agreed. So I want to give this a 3-star. I don't think it's a massive plus for the set, but I don't think it's as big as a plus as some of the other cards that's coming up. But that's my opinion.
I think that's fair. A 3-star seems fair to me as well.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's gonna be 3, somewhere between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
Again, because its utility is not seen elsewhere, so it is an option for you, and especially for if someone doesn't want to play for whatever reason, they don't want to play the bodyguard or stuff like that. It is another level 3 that you can slot in, because after all, there's only 5 level 3s that Log Horizon has.
Yeah,
so.
agreed. Cool. Well, moving on to card number 4, Disciple of Shiro, Minori. Beginning of climax phase, choose a character and give 500 power, and it's a pay 1 Restis Brainstorm to top 4, and for every climax you may search for a character, weapon or magic. This is the only plussing Brainstorm that Log Horizons has.
No, it isn't.
No, it's not.
Only search Brainstorm it has. It has a draw Brainstorm in the TD, yes. This is the only...
There's a draw Brainstorm in the booster.
Oh yeah, but either way, this is the only good Brainstorm for Log Horizon. Yeah, it's a give 500 buff search Brainstorm. It's a for the set. It's a bloody good card.
There's so little to say about this. It's a search Brainstorm and it gives out power. It's the only other option you had is a draw Brainstorm that gives the center slot 1k in the opponent's turn.
Yeah, that's it.
It's also the fact that the another plus for the card is the fact that it has the name Shiroi, which means that it fills name checks which there are some for Shiroi. So there's not everything's going for the card.
Yeah, I genuinely think for the power up set, this is the 5-star. I genuinely believe that. Again, the fact it's got the Shiro in the name means that you can actually use those cards that look for Shiro in its card name. It does work. And the fact that it's a search Brainstorm that the set didn't have. And, you know, search Brainstorms, like this sort of profile on a search Brainstorm still comes up in the current game. So
search Brainstorms are going to be useful until the end of time.
Yeah, 100%. Especially when it's a tap self as well, not a tap 2.
Mm-hmm.
Like for 2016, that was big for its time, and within Log Horizon, I think that's huge. So I'm actually leaning towards 5 for this. I'm happy to be stepped down, but
I don't think this is the most important card in this. However, I think it is one of the most important, and I definitely agree in the terms of Log Horizon, it's a 5. You are running this, it's 3 to 4 always in any Log Horizon deck.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, it may not be the most important card in the deck. You're putting it anywhere. So, anywhere. So,
also cute art again.
Yeah, Minori is cute. So there we go. There's our first 5-star. Let's see if there's going to be a discussion for another. So, I mean, I don't really need to say much for this. Dual Nyanta, if you have 2 or less stock, gains 1/5.
Yeah, a 5.
yeah.
It ironically for Log Horizon, it's one of the only cards that gets above 4k quite easily.
At 0.
At 0, yeah. It's one of the only cards that really does it. But I don't think there's much else to say about this. I think it's just generic level 0 that would go in any deck, and you probably run it because again your card pool is so small. Yeah, I think this is a middle of the road card. Like, it's a card you do include, but not because it's good, because you've got no other choice.
I mean, they still technically print this profile now. Weirdly, it doesn't get played, but they still print it now.
It's usually it's printed with something else added.
Yeah.
So it's base 2K.
Yeah, it's usually a base 2K. Yeah.
Again, because of how there's just not a lot of choices that you have. So it gets played. It's you play as a 2-of. I don't think you can play more than that. Because we have of another card that's coming up.
Yep.
So I say it's somewhere between 3 and 4. It's not the strongest card in the power set, but it sees uses.
I agree with 3 here. It's a card that you are going to use. You're not going to use a lot of it, but it is something that can come up trump sometimes within Log Horizon. In any other set, probably a 1-star. To be honest.
I mean, there's a few other beaters they've got at level 0. I mean, they've got the Atatsuki, which if you've got no one else is 4k in hand encore. But as soon as you play anything else, it becomes useless. You've got the Henrietta, which I don't think sees much play, which dies if you play it and you've got nothing else.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, this is just no extra conditions, no playing around. It's a 4k level 0.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think that's why it deserves.
We talked more than there is actual text on the card.
Yes, 100%. Moving swiftly on then. So here is the new combo for the set: William, Massachusetts. It gains 500 power for every other character, weapon or magic again. And when this card attacks, if you have the pants in play, the Resolve of Gamers, you can reveal top card if it's a character at hand. Very reminiscent of the Got Used to Dear My Sister combo, the door combo on the Cocoa. Just an on attack, reveal top if it's trait character add to hand. 500 power, it's the best it's got. I don't think there is a good level 1 combo. Well, there's a reverse combo, but the reverse combo is unreliable, obviously, because reverse combos. But yeah, what are your thoughts?
This is the most important card in the pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about level 1 combos. The Log Horizon has one. It's on a steroid, but it's not for himself. He gives it to someone else.
Yes.
So it's also one of those what other level 1s that does Log Horizon have? And the answer is there's just Log Horizon doesn't have a really good level 1 game to really support that 1/1 Shiroi. And yes, it's a 1/1 that also pays 1 for the combo. So it's
also just pay one, rest this.
Yeah,
so you can only combo 1, maybe 2. If you do 2 of these to combo with, you're paying 4 stock.
Yeah, so it's one of those. It's compared to I did mention that I don't want to compare to current meta, but looking at Mikasa from IoT Final Season, and you're looking at top 4, and this one is just looking at the reveal top card, so it's good. We're looking at with tinted glasses, tinted colored glasses, so it's good. It's 5. But that's because it's in Log Horizon.
Yeah, and it's funny, JD, that you mentioned that. We literally spoke about this earlier before we went live, about the lack of climax combo symbol that they put or not put on the power up set. Now, whether that's because they wanted to make it so it was same as when it first came out, or whether they are just bloody lazy, because they don't add it with reprints.
Where I lean.
I know where I lean too. So yeah, it's I don't know, like, it's one of those things. It would have been nice to have put it, and it would have been a real recognition of the fact it's come out so late, and that they've had a whole new freaking symbol added over that time. But yeah, I think Dario says, I think this is probably the most important card of the entire set, from the power up set, by a significant margin, because you actually get a potentially plussing combo. The fact it's on a door, I believe the other one's on a book, so it's not even on a, sorry, this is on a gate, sorry.
I was gonna say,
yeah, I meant
this
pants.
is this.
Shut up. But yeah, the fact that I think the Shiro was on a book, it was just not good. So like, this is an auto include 4 of with the climax. There's nothing more to say to it, really.
You are running this card in Log Horizon forever.
Yeah, so I think
until they get a new booster, Kadani, listen. I've not even watched Log Horizon, and I'm appealing for it for people.
So I think I'm not even going to make a consensus here. For Log Horizon, this is an absolute 5-star.
This is a 6.
Yeah, like, this is you must have this card. If you do not have 4 of this card, what are you doing? I.e., if you don't want to spend 60 quid on a 50 quid on a...
So expensive.
So expensive for what it is. Anyway.
You could have bought all 3 of them back in the time for the price one of them is in English now.
Yeah. Final card. Talking of Shiroi, we've got the full race Shiroi. If all your characters are weapon or magic, gains 1k, and when this card becomes reversed, if you have 1 or less other characters, put this into your clock. This card is terrible. It's a 6/5, sure. Yeah. Thoughts?
Again, you have to look at the cards for what set it is in. There's not a lot of 1/0s that are playable in Log Horizon, or instead of playables you would play.
But that's the thing. It's like there's not a lot, because you probably still wouldn't even play this, right? Dario?
The problem with this card is the set's got a Shiro. When your cover character front attack, pay 1 sack, this bounce back to hand, and that also can side attack without penalty.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just looping your level 1 combo if you need. You don't need to play this card.
No.
You can just keep using your level 1 combo forever, using the Nianta and the level 1 combo with 4 board is only 500 smaller than this.
Yeah, exactly. And I think so we look at Lock Horizon. Obviously, we had to look at Brian's deck from the Christmas Bonanza, and his list didn't run this card at all. So, ironically, I want to give this a 1-star. I don't think it's worth anything in this. Like, it doesn't add any real value apart from it's a level 1 beta, but you don't even care to run it. Like, I don't know what you guys think, but
I think it's still probably a 2, just because it's a card that's a decent size, and just because of Log Horizon's tiny card pool.
I mean, it is 6/5, and for whatever reason you're not running the Isuzu level 1 reverser, then this is the biggest. This is the biggest that you have in the set. So
yeah.
It is.
I will concede to 2.
What is?
I will concede to 2-star. I just you'd rather run the level 1 Slayer, the Isuzu.
It's also got a 1/0 4K that becomes 5/5 if you've got 5 or more hand, and it's clock encore, so that's only slightly smaller, and it's clock encore. The 6/5 probably isn't living in your opponent's turn anyway, with how big things get these days.
Exactly. And the fact that this could just go, oh, by the way, if for whatever reason you don't have a full back row, this will go to your clock. That is such a big downside for what this card is.
It's anywhere, so it's not.
Yeah, it could be front
If you
row.
have full front row, you're fine.
Oh yeah, but imagine if you had you had to sack all your other cards. I suppose on reverse, yeah, okay. Either way, like, I personally wouldn't even run this card. So this is probably the lowest ranking card of the entire power up set. I think every other card adds value to a Log Horizon deck, whereas this really doesn't.
I really think it only gains.
Pool is.
Yeah, it only gains a star because of the small pool that is Log Horizon.
Basically, and the artwork is also amazing. Like this, the sleeves, the sleeves with this artwork, and they are beautiful. Why do we not get sleeves? Anyway, moving on. Moving on to the promos. So we've got the Martial Artist Academy. Well, this is the actual dedicated promo from the Japanese power-up set. And this card is, if you have another character with Shiro in its card name, this card gains 1000 power and hand encore. And also, when this card attacks, if you have 3 or more other weapon or magic characters, this gains 2000. So a 6/5, 8/5, 1/1. Again, in that day and age, not terrible with hand encore.
It's immediately better than the card we just seen.
Exactly.
It's the exact same power and hand encore.
You would probably run this because it's like, again, because you have the because you have the Minori, which fulfills the Shiroe condition here. You just run the Brainstorm in the back row, and this is still a 6/5. Yes, it's 1/1 instead of 1/0, but it has hand encore, which, you know, is significantly more relevant, and it gets to 8/5 on attack. So this, in my opinion, is way better than the Shiro.
The only downside, would because Log Horizon is very stock intensive, so that how much does that one stock hurt you?
Mm-hmm.
That's unknown, really, in this day and age.
And that's the thing. Like, again, without Dario, I'm assuming you've got Brian's list up. Did Brian actually run this card?
Nope.
No, I didn't think so. It's like, again, I would put this on the same scale as the previous card we just had. Like, it's better, but it's still not good. Like, it's still not something you'd really run.
Yeah, and it's the Nienta giving you the Shinobu effect of bounce back something is just, you'd run that more likely to keep looping your level 1 combo than to run this.
Yeah.
Being able to just pay 1 sack to bounce your level 1 combo back.
Yep.
Play your level 1 combo down again, combo again.
Yep. Agreed. Yeah. Although I literally forgot to take it away to 2-star from the last one. There it is again.
I think 2 stars fine.
I think 2 stars relevant for this card. I think that's fine.
That's fine.
Okay, moving on to our next promo. So we have Holding Hands Akatsuki. If you have another card with Shiro in its card name, it gains 1/5. And also, when your other weapon or magic character attack, this gains 1000 power. So basically, it's a 10/5/2/1. This card isn't terrible, especially when it's a nice little pump of red that you need for your level 3 game. Because you're so focused on blue early game that you actually get. It's nice to have a little bit of red that you can use in your clock and your level ready for your level 3 Akatsuki from the actual extra booster. Any addition on this, guys?
This card is terrible.
Wow. Oof. It's pretty.
It's beautiful, but like it gets to 10-5 tops on its own with 2 other characters attacking before it.
Yeah, that's good for Lock Horizon.
So my opinion is the fact that unfortunately, because what does it replace? Does it replace the changer from the BP?
Mm.
I'm not quite sure it does, because the changer from the BP does filter a card, it's unplayed, reveal top card, and then it changes to the level 3 during the climax phase. So
Yes.
it's one of those. Does it replace? I'm not quite sure. It is 10-5 when it's attacking last, but you're not gonna play more than one. Ideally, if you're playing more than one, something has gone really wrong,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Yeah. No,
So,
agreed.
I guess it's a 2 to 3, just because the fact is it is power that when you're not early playing, because your early play is also not much bigger than this. So
Yeah. Agreed.
But you've got the 2/2. I'm not gonna try and pronounce the name. The one that's got the burn ability. Runa Hallis?
Oh, the
Something like that?
Rudy.
Yeah, the Rudy. So you've got that, which is 9/5 on its, which is 9/5 with 4 board, and also has the burn ability, which is actually some kind of finishing ability for the set, which is also red for red count.
Yeah.
So I know Brian's list was running one of that. But
Yeah.
where would you slot this card in over, for example, the 2-1 we saw earlier? That's also a bomb.
Yeah. No, you're probably right. No, the more I think about it, yeah.
I mean, I don't think anything in any of this pack is a 1, because it's just Log Horizon needed these kind of cards anyway. But I don't think this is a card you play.
No.
Other than for the art.
Other than the art. Other because Akatsuki waifu, and even then you can't even do that.
I mean, you play
It's
one.
kind of big for 2016. I'll give you that though.
When you play one, and then if you make top cut, then you put it as your the card of your choice to show up on website. So hey,
Yeah.
I think if you're taking Log Horizon to top cut, you're probably getting celebrated as a hero.
I mean, we did for Brian. Let's be honest.
I mean, it is Weiss, so you never know.
The fact that we had the Log Horizon, the only Log Horizon player in the entire tournament for the Christmas Bonanza, to not only make top cut but to finish 3rd.
I thought you were going to say entire world.
What?
I thought you were going to say the only Log Horizon player in the entire world.
In the world. Go Jeremy Clarkson. Are we calling this a 2-star then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. 2-star it is. We'll go with this. Brian does run really good. You are correct. Anyway, moving on. We have Noreha. When this card is on the stage, this card's name is also regarded as Dariella. During your opponent's turn, all of your other characters gain X power, X equal to that character's level plus times 500. And at the beginning of your opponent's encore step, choose one of your other characters, and that character gains encore hand, or hand encore. That's the word. It's a global level assist during your opponent's turn. It gives one of your characters hand encore. I'm not sure what relevance to Dariella. I'm not sure if that's just flavor or if there is actually relevance to that. Maybe these guys knows more.
I don't think there's anything that refers to that, is there?
There's no, so it's flavor.
It's pure flavor. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, do you? I don't rate this like at all, really. Like, what do you run it over? Like we said, the last card. I don't know. Yuki.
What this card does is, unfortunately, this card helps your bodyguard.
I was about to say, actually, I was about to fall bodyguard, actually. Yeah, okay.
Right, so this is not, you're using this card in a different build, to be honest with you, because this card, what you can do is, instead of playing 2 of the level 3 Shiroi that anti-burns, you can play one of Nureha and one of the Shiroi for that.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not Nurha is not getting power on your turn, but what it is it can save your bodyguard for the next turn if somehow it gets to the next turn. So
I mean, absolute worst comes to
that's
worst.
what it is.
Absolute worst comes to us as well. This card can still do all of that and be used as an attacker if you need to. As long as it survives, it can do it as an attacker.
It just needs to exist to do the global, which is nice. And giving the encore at the start, giving the hand encore at the start of the encore step also means you will know if you've lost. If something somehow lost, then you can give it encore then, which is quite. I mean, I think it's a really nifty little card. I mean, space. We say Log Horizon's a very small set, but I mean, it's a card I'd consider running for the set just because of how important the bodyguard is.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, what it is if you're not running the bodyguard, then this card is just you're not running this card. So it's a very extreme. If you're playing the bowls of the level 3 Akatsuki and the level 3 Shuri, do you really have room for the bodyguard? I'm not quite sure. So this card is a 4 to 5. You're running the bodyguard heavily, and I think you don't play this card much if you're not.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's very dependent.
I agree with that. I think it sits around 3 just because it's only useful in one very, very, very specific situation.
But that very specific situation is also quite an important situation with the bodyguard because, let's be honest, the Natsuku is a really important card for Log Horizon. Like even if you're running, the door combo for the Akatsuki, you're still running the bodyguard regardless anyway because that card is just rather good.
You can get the Natsuku up to 20k odd easily.
Yeah, exactly. Natsuku is big, but again, I feel that you would. I personally feel you would rather double Shiroe, but single Shiroe, single this. Yeah, it still works. Like it's still fine.
And Shiroe behind this in the front row and Shiroe behind this puts this to 7k, 8k of a climax. So if you've got to level 3, your opponent's still mid-level 2, and you don't want to go because the level 3 combo is not killing someone in this. It's an on-reverse burn one. It's not killing.
No.
So this at least gives you the option to have this in the front row, have your supporters in the back row, make that bodyguard massive because while the bodyguard's massive, this card isn't getting reversed in the front row.
Yeah.
In which case it's going to get direct lanes as well.
Yeah, exactly. An absolute worst comes to worst, she can just side and just survive. Like absolute worst, just to gain some stock and just siding. Like that's not the end of the world.
But I don't think I'd run lots of it. But
no, I think I'd run it as like a 1 to 2 of maybe.
Again, we're looking at the size of Log Horizon's pool. It doesn't have a lot of options.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
I think it's a 1 to 2 of depending on what are you making room for.
Yeah, agreed. But 3-star.
If you're only playing like one bodyguard, I think it's one of those. How many bodyguard are you playing?
Yeah, I think
if you're going all out on the bodyguard, then this is probably important. If you're not, then you're probably not running this.
Yeah, agreed. In that case, 3-star for Nuraha. And the final card for Log Horizon is Perfect Synchronization Izuzu. When this card is put from waiting room to stage, you may pay 2, and if you do, salvage a level 1 or lower.
You know, I said that every card in this pack is probably a 2. I was wrong.
Well, considering the original Attack on Titan, the trial deck for Attack on Titan had an on-death pay 2 salvage anything. Why is this restricted to level 1 or lower? I don't understand. Is it so it can be a 2-5 instead of a 2k? This card is bad. Like, straight up bad. Like, why would you ever run this? Apart from the fact of, is there a drop search in Log Horizon? Okay, then why the hell would you run this card?
Funny thing for you,
record,
there is actually... Oh, sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that's fine. There's one card in Log Horizon card pool that does not have either magic or weapon. It is a level 0. But here's the thing. That level 0 is the... when your other character goes from stage to win room, you can sack it to bring that character back.
I suppose this lets you cycle that.
You can cycle that. The question is, do you want to? But
not for 2 stocks at that point. You might as well just pay for your encore.
in the Log Horizon trial deck, there is a level 0 that is on play, pay 2 salvage. but it's not locked to anything. It's just pay to salvage a character.
So why was this card ever printed?
What a waste of that lovely art.
Yeah, I is this going to be the 1-star of the set?
Can we give this a 0?
No, 1 star.
The art is literally drawing a 0.
Yes, but no.
It's literally saying, I'm a 0.
Just don't play me. Yeah, no, this card is bad. Like, straight up bad.
What a waste of lovely art again.
Yeah. So, as a summary for Log Horizon, my thoughts are...
This is 5-star. This whole thing is 5-star because it takes Log Horizon from absolutely nowhere to massively strong. In its own set.
In its own... Yeah, it improves the set massively. Like 6 or 7 of the actual power-up cards have a significant use and are instantly going into your deck as a 2 to 4 of. Obviously, one of the cards in this in the power-up set was the Climax combo for the William. So like, yeah, I think every card from the main power-up set stuff you're basically running, except for the level 1 Shiroe. Yeah, I think like, when you look at it as a standalone, this power-up set did exactly that to Log Horizon. It really did power it up. In comparison to the general game, even back in 2016, it was okay. It didn't do anything amazing.
People were worried about Log Horizon because of the anti-burn.
Yes, the anti-burn and the bodyguard. It was the two of those things together.
Those two combined makes it hard. Yeah.
Yeah, for its time, it was very scary.
The fact that your bodyguard is 17-5 was full bore, 2 shores in the back. You're not really getting through him. Even today, it's not very easy, even to this day and age.
Yeah, Nautsu get into 18k, like easily get into 18k. Like, even nowadays, there's not much that can deal with that, if really anything. Realistically, most combos are getting to 15, 16 at most. So Nautsu being able to get to 18 comfortably. Yeah, I think this was summarized. I think it was Dario. I think it was you that summarized this up with Brian's finish in the Christmas Bonanza, where he said the deck itself is not good, but if you get super lucky and everything just falls right in place, this deck is nigh on unbeatable. Because you just hold field, you stop burns, and you just play your game.
Yeah. That wouldn't have been me because I wasn't part of that.
Oh, it was someone who said that. I might have been Chris actually that said that.
I will take that compliment. I'm definitely comparable to Chris. That's fine. But no, let's say if you can get the bodyguard up and you get the Shiro behind it, it's Neg Soul on a bodyguard and anti-burn at the same time. That's back when Shiro was out. There was only 2 anti-burn cards in the game, and this was the better of the 2.
Yeah,
the other one was Shana, because this came out. No, Kantai is anti-heal.
Anti-heal, sorry, yeah, right.
Yeah, Shana was the other anti-burn.
Oh, Shana, yes.
And Charlotte came out a year, I think, after Log Horizon came out.
Charlotte was 2015.
Yeah, so
I think Log Horizon was 2014, wasn't it?
Yeah, the original Log Horizon was, yeah. So
yeah,
Log Horizon was the first anti-burn.
Second.
What was the
Second.
first?
Shana was 2011, 2012.
Oh, wait. Shana, yeah.
Yeah, Shana.
Yeah, Shana.
Shana was the first anti-burn.
Yeah. So I thought it said Charlotte.
People kind of forgot about the Shana, because Shana anti-burn required you need other characters on this. It's not staying alone anti-burn.
Shana's one, you needed 2 or more other flame characters for your opponents not be able to burn you, but it was on a 1-1. Charlotte's obviously was in memory anti-burn, so the much stronger of the 3.
Yes.
Charlotte's was a year after Log Horizon.
Yeah.
So if Log Horizon got its wall set up, you probably do nothing.
Yeah.
Back then, anyway.
And even now, like, there are certain situations where you also do nothing. Like, if Log Horizon has a perfect to near perfect game, there's not a massive amount you can do.
Well, you can bounce it, you can level down it, you can do stuff like that.
Without
you can flicker to remove the Neg Soul.
Oh yeah, that works too, doesn't it? Yeah.
In
Stop ruining my.
2023, there's a lot more board disruption tools.
Yes.
In 2016, they pretty much didn't exist.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think in its time, this is a like it made Log Horizon a solid like low tier 2 deck. Back in the day. Nowadays, I mean, it's still a total rogue deck. It might do something. It's probably not. The biggest downside to it is its lack of consistency. Basically, from my understanding, it's just that's basically what kills it: the lack of consistency.
Well, it's, if William is not just a reveal top deck, but it's instead of a check top 4 at 1, then we are talking. Really.
Yeah, if it was a Magaro, oh yeah, 100%. But it isn't.
It's a very, very basic old level 1 combo, but it's the only thing it has.
Yeah.
We've got sets these days that have top check abilities. It's just they do other stuff these days. You've got like the prefeed for Chloe for Hololive.
Oh yeah.
Which is a salvage 1, reveal top, it's 1 or higher, go to stock. You've got UA from Arafuta, which is reveal, look at top, add it if it's a character, then blind stop 1. You've used the best example, Data Live, which does the same thing, but twice, and can also grab events.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it's just, that's how far those combos have gone. In 2016, those kind of combos were actually semi-decent. They were played because more often not sets, they were the best combo in the set.
Dear My Sister had it. Like, the only advantage of Dear My Sister was that it had, it was a 2k as long as you had all Dear My Sister, whereas this is 500 for every other. So,
yeah,
you know,
those combos back then were played. I played a lot.
Absolutely. So, I think as an overall, I think I want to give this the power up set in relation to how it boosts up Log Horizon. It's a 4-star, I'd say. Like there are a couple of cards. It's not perfect, but it's very good, and it's a much needed improvement for the set. In its time, I would probably when you compare it to the meta in its time, I'd probably make it a 3-star because it didn't do enough to make it massively impactful in the meta at the time, but it did do something to make it something to consider. That's basically this is why I don't want to give it a 5-star. I don't think it's a 5-star because when you compare it to other sets at the time, it wasn't the set that made it. It didn't make this set tier 0 or tier 1. It was still tier 2 regardless of this update. So I think at most you can give it a 4, and even then I think I'd want to give it a 3 again because it didn't do that much.
I think in terms of Log Horizon, looking at this as only in Log Horizon, this pack was a 5 because without this pack, you could not play Log Horizon.
Agreed.
Really. If comparing it to the 2016 meta, which is quite difficult, it's probably a 3 because it brought Log Horizon into the meta, but as I said, it doesn't make them a meta dominator. They're now one of the many good decks at the time.
Yeah.
In 2022, it's probably still a 3. Because despite Log Horizon not 2023, it's still a 2, but or 3. It's just Log Horizon is maybe a rogue deck that can disrupt, but it's still a 7-year-old to 9-year-old set.
Yeah,
and from that era.
I think I agree with both of you in terms of the scoring. Log Horizon needs this to make it better. The problem is the fact is against what's around it. It didn't make it significantly a lot better, like it does, above everyone else, even in its day. But I'm more generous and say I think it's a 3 to 4-ish between. But Log Horizon needed this because you're playing, a good 4 or 5 of the 8 original power cards. So
yeah. So I think when we look at this as a summary, we've got to look at it as not just how it improved itself, but how it made it sit at the time it happened. So I think this is a 3-star set. Overall, I think it's for Log Horizon. It was a much needed thing. It didn't do anything incredible overall, but it did make an impact. You can't say it wasn't better. It is, it definitely was better. It was so much better for itself as a standalone. But again, when you compare it to obviously everything else that you could have played at the time, yeah, okay.
I mean, it got a level 1 combo. It got a search, brainstorm. It got a good early play. It got a level 0, an Adachi. It got myriad of other tools. For itself, it made Log Horizon go from a joke set to a playable set.
Yes, agreed.
Also, the art is great.
Yeah, that is the thing with Log Horizon. The art of Log Horizon is amazing. Right, well, that's first set done. Now, we're going to take a very quick moment just to make sure I do a quick shout out for the series sponsor, Big Orbit Cards. If you use my my affiliate code, which I will chuck in chat in just a moment.
If you want an affiliate code.
Huh?
Didn't your old one expire?
No, that's a discount code. Affiliate link. Affiliate links are different. So if you are a new customer to Big Orbit Cards, you can use my link and basically help support the channel. So if you haven't used Big Orbit Card before, they're based in the UK. They do singles for basically every trading card game that's released in English. They're really good guys as well. The guy that runs it, Dave, is an incredible guy as well. So you know, if you haven't used Big Orbit Cards before, make sure you make a new account by using my link. And I will. Whoops. I want to get the link. That's what I'll do. Copy link. I will chuck it in the Twitch chat. I will chuck it in the YouTube chat. And yeah, if you want to use Big Orbit Cards, use that link and you'll be able to support the channel by creating a new account and placing an order. So thank you very much to Big Orbit Cards for supporting this series. Now let's jump straight onto our second power-up set, which is, of course, Kill to Kill. Now, Kill to Kill beforehand, had one core booster, one trial deck. Nothing to sing and dance about. A couple of really unique mechanics that really specialize on the use of markers. You know, the whole idea of wearing clothes and taking clothes off. It sounds awkward, but it's not too awkward, trust me.
If you watch the series, it makes sense.
Yes.
I mean, what you have, it's one of those series where you have to watch for it to all make sense.
Yes.
It's a good series as well. It's worth watching. I do recommend it. Kill la Kill had one major thing at the time it came out, which was anti-heal.
Yes.
Obviously, it came out after Kantai, and Kantai's anti-heal literally completely changed the meta, because before Kantai came out in Japanese, there was a lot of healing. There was a lot of heal loops. That generally was Japan. Then Kantai hit the market, and the entire world shifted.
Yep.
Kill la Kill followed up not too long after with a slightly worse version and a unfortunately slightly worse set compared to Kantai. But yeah, it absolutely shifted the game.
Yeah.
And anti-heal was huge.
I mean, anti-heal, I believe, around this 2014-ish, and just completely destroyed the world, the JP Nationals champion 2013, which was Dark Days, because Dark Days used a lot of change from clock, which unfortunately also triggers the anti-heal.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes, it's because the anti-heal works. Was it when cards are moved? What? No, does it? No, it doesn't.
The anti-heals were from.
It's not anti-heal. It's swapping between clock and win. Excuse me.
Yes.
Oh,
that's
right.
right.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Because that did because a card moved from clock to waiting room. Yes.
Yeah, Kantai came along, absolutely shook up the game. Kill la Kill followed a few months after. It had its own version of anti-heal that was slightly worse, but it also had a generally worse booster than Kantai. So it didn't quite have the same disruption that Kantai had.
Yeah.
And of course, Niskoi followed afterwards, and Kill la Kill was completely forgotten. So, yeah.
Exactly. So let's move on. So again, like I said, this all the other extra boosters. So the power up sets. This one's the exception whereby this power up set did not come with a new climax. But you'll see why when we go through these cards in a moment. But again, as before, 8 single cards of 4 copies, where you got 1 foil, 3 non-foil, 4 copies of 4 promos, so 16 cards. So overall, you got 48 cards. And again, the top loader, I like this top loader actually. The Kill la Kill one, I think looks really nice. I like the red on it.
Oh yeah, I do. I think it looks really good.
I think out of the 3, this is probably the best top loader. And then you've got the deck
think the
case.
sleeves are better though.
Sorry.
The sleeves are nicer.
The sleeves are nicer, though. But shut! We can't have nice things, damn it. We forget we're in Europe/England. Right.
Sorry, the rest of everyone else. You suffer because of Europe.
I know, basically. Anyway, so here's the first card from the set: Family and Bonds, Ryuko and Mako. It's a pay 1, rest 2 of your standing characters, and up to once per turn. So you can't use it multiple times, even though it's a rest 2 characters. Kind of unfortunate. But when your card is put into the marker area from any zone except the marker area, you may pay the cost. And if you do, look up to the top 4 cards of the deck. Choose one close or family character amongst those, reveal it to your opponent, put it to your hand, put the rest of the rating room, and at the beginning of your climax phase, give 500 power somewhere. Not a terrible card for what the set does. The only downside to it, it's yellow, which, you know, most of Kill la Kill is red-blue with a dash of green. Yellow is a really odd color for Kill la Kill, in my opinion. Dario?
Yellow is the 3rd most important color in Kill la Kill.
Is it? I thought green was.
No, green doesn't see play.
No,
Oh,
green has its own gimmick, which
okay.
I will explain later. But it's just you see a lot more of the level 3 Mako from the booster, which is a Musashi Burn.
Yeah.
So you will see yellow in play.
Okay.
Also, anti-salvage is in yellow.
Okay, fair enough.
No, anti-salvage. What am I thinking of? No, I'm thinking of a different card. No, there's yellow it's the trap event, the bounce back. That's what I'm thinking of, not anti-salvage.
Oh.
I'm thinking of a different set there. No, but,
Okay.
yeah, yellow is important for the Mako and for the trap event. This card is your brainstorm in Kill la Kill.
Oh yeah. So it is.
This is your brainstorm in Kill la Kill.
Yeah. It's an Akatsuki,
It is your brainstorm.
but it's the next best
It
thing.
is
Yeah.
your brainstorm. The only other brainstorm you have in the set that pluses is a tap 2 draw brainstorm.
Yeah. So this becomes your brainstorm. Okay.
So you either have a tap 2 draw brainstorm or you have this, which is tap 2. And yeah, it's very, very, very easy to proc and Kill la Kill, as you'll see as we go through the cards. This is probably not the most important card. Again, it's same like talking about the brainstorm in Log Horizon, where it's not the most important. But this is a very important card to the set because it gives you hand plussing.
The only downside to this as well, it suffers the same fate as the Hestia brainstorm in Danmachi. Is the first time a card is put into a marker area, you have to use this effect. If you don't use it during that time, you cannot use it.
Yeah, exactly.
So it does fall under that trap. Yuki, anything to add?
It serves its purpose, especially because because you don't have a brainstorm or usable brainstorm in Kill la Kill. It's actually not that bad for the rest 2 of your standing characters for its first effect. It does mean that you're not, even if you have 2 of these in play, you're not getting one. You're not really gonna be able to do it more than once, which is an unfortunate part. However, it serves as your yellow for your level 3 Mako. So I think it's nice.
Okay. So what score would you give this? So I don't know a lot about Kill la Kill, so I feel my inputs here are going to be much less useful than it is when say Log Horizon. Where would you give this star-wise?
In context of Kill la Kill, I'd give this a 4, potentially a 5, because this is, like I said, this is your plussing engine. This carries you throughout the entire game.
Yuki?
I think just because you're level 0, there's just not a lot of great level 0 utility or back row really characters. I think your back row at level 0 and maybe even level 1 in Kill la Kill ideally is one of the Ryuko Mako and one of the Mako from the booster, whereas you give the center slot character untargetable hexproof. So it's an ideal. You're not gonna play. I don't think you're not gonna play more than 1 or 2 across the game, but it's a necessity of to the deck.
So where are you putting this? 4-star?
I think it's a 4-star.
Okay, that's fair enough. Cool. Let's move on then. So yeah, 4-star to Ryuko even. I can Japanese. Ryuko and Mako. Moving swiftly on. Life Fiber Synchronized Senketsu. All of your characters, or all of your other closer family characters gain 500 power, so global 500. On play, you may look at the top card, and if you do, put it face down as a marker, and then put a marker from underneath this card into your waiting room. Choose one of your other characters, and it gains 1,000 power. it basically instantly procs your requirement to get things to marker. So, and it's a global 500.
This is also very important for a card later on as well.
Yeah,
because this is the marker engine for your level 1 combo.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I just mentioned the Marco from the booster, and this does the same thing as the Marco on the booster. But the problem is fact is once, if not for its Marco ability, the Marco would be a much higher priority over this Senketsu. So, how you value this card is depending on how much of the engine, the marker engine for the next card that we're going to talk about, you're going to run. So this card, it's very hard to give it a neutral opinion because it's very deck dependent.
Sure. So I suppose in the deck where again the markers are so such a big requirement, this is a solid 4-star. In any other deck, you just don't run it, and therefore a 1-star. So like 2 to 1-star. So I guess in this situation, go middle of the road and call it a 3-star. How does that sound?
I mean, I think it's fine. It just the hexproof is just too good because it's unconditional. That Marco,
Yeah.
It's just unconditional. It's just too hard to ignore.
Okay.
I mean, it's such an easy way to proc your brainstormers. I see a brainstorm. Your only option for a brainstorm. This is such an easy way to proc it.
Yeah. Right. Let's moving on then. So Scissor Blade Decapitation Mode, Ryoko. If there's a marker underneath this card, this gains 4k. And then when this card is placed on the stage from your hand, you can choose one of your only Clothing Ryoko has Senketsu, or Life Fiber Synchronize Senketsu in your waiting room and put it face down underneath this card as a marker. And then when this card battle opponent comes reversed, if you have Battle of Fate in your climax area, you may salvage one. So it's a 6k, other stuff 6.5, 7k. On reverse salvage, not bad actually for its time. And marker compression, that's always good, and it procs the whole marker side of this deck. Yeah, what do you think, guys?
People who've only started playing in the last 3 or 4 years, look at your level 1 plussing on reverse combo. It's what, 7k, 8k with climax, sometimes bigger. This is how big plussing combos got in 2016. And it's not shown on here. The climax. Oh, it is shown on here. There it is. It's just not on the picture.
Stock soul.
It is a red stock soul. So red from waiting room plus 1 soul. So 6k on its own. That's it. And you got a reverse.
Yep.
It is still the best level 1 combo in the set.
Well, it's the best level 1 combo in the set because the other level 1 combo in the set that is used is at more like a level 2 combo.
Yeah, it's a level 2 combo basically, yeah.
Yeah, this is the unfortunate part.
You are running this pretty much all the time because much like the previous set, you probably have no real choice in the matter. Its climax, as we'll also say, does link with another card later on. So it does matter as well from that sense. But this is your plussing combo. It procs your marker engine.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you cards. It has slight compression. It is 6k cross turn, which might matter sometimes, maybe. But yeah, it's a 5-star simply because it is your level 1 plussing combo.
Yeah, and on attack as well, there are enough cards to push it beyond 6. Like again, the only Clothing Ryoko has plus is a K for a character with a marker. You got the full Life Fiber Synchronize that gives global 500. Like there are cards out there that then help pump this beyond 6k, which then for a standard reverse combo hitting 7 to 8k, like that's more reasonable. Sorry, Yuki, you was going to jump in there.
Yeah, I was going to say is that you are because you're not replacing the climax because it does use an existing climax already. So what this card has going is you're replacing some of your level 1s and level 0s for this engine, and you can still use the existing cards. And note the other 2 cards that combo with the Battle of Fate are level 2, so it's not taking away from this card at all.
So where are we putting this? Like, again, it's you're probably your best level 1 combo. Does that make it a 5-star? I don't think it does. It's not far off. Because again, if it was a guaranteed, oh yeah, let's try and plus, because it's on reverse, I think even though it is an auto include for the new level 1 combo, I'm still not convinced it's a 5-star compared to, say, William. Especially again, William in relation to Log Horizon as a set.
Well, there's no other level 1 combo you can run in this card's place. Not really. I mean, I guess there is some, but this is the main level 1 combo for the whole set. If you're building Killer Kill with a power-up pack, you are probably running this as a 4 of.
Right, okay.
As your level 1 combo. It's more of it's on necessity rather than how good it is. So for Killer Kill, within Killer Kill, I'd say this is an absolute 5-star within Killer Kill.
Yeah, because you just have no alternative, and it just fits.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's what it is.
Yeah, fair enough then. I stand corrected. I will give it the 5-star. Fair enough. Moving swiftly
By necessity rather than the fact it's actually that good.
Yeah. Next card, Rampage Ryoko. This card cannot side attack when this card is placed on stage by hand or by the effect of Encounter with Senketsu Ryoko. You may reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a level 0 or lower character, you may put that card to your stock. And also, when this card is reversed, you put this card to the bottom of your deck. So, potential opportunity to refund itself. It's a 7/5 beta. We saw Rampage Ryuko in the original set. This is an instant upgrade for the same name card. Yuki, anything to add?
Whereas the original card is the negative side of those cards are different. And the problem is that the original card is negatives is when it gets reversed. If you have one or fewer other on board, then it goes to clock.
No, it's not that. No, it's when it's put.
It's just when it's reversed, isn't it?
No, it's not even that. It's just when it's put into your waiting room.
Right. It's clock, right?
Yeah, you take 1 damage. Yeah, that's it.
Right.
Basically, no matter what, if it dies, you take damage.
Yeah, so which is if it comes on board, unless you somehow bounce it, you're taking guaranteed damage no matter what, and it's a kind of big downside compared to the current one. It just it gets reversed, goes to bottom deck, which the bottom deck, because of how the refresh rule change. Well, it's not quite a refresh change because you don't necessarily want the bottom card of your deck to be a climax card. So this actually doesn't. Makes it so that you're not gonna have the climax on the bottom. So actually, some people may think of it as an advantage in a way. So the side attack cannot side attack, and I think this is just straight out better than the old card, to be honest.
Okay, and I mean, obviously, the Ryoko we're looking at there, that is the anti-heal, isn't it?
Yeah,
that is the anti-heal.
Yeah. So for people who are not aware, the anti-heal on this is when this is reversed, pay 1. I don't think it clocks one.
Pay one, ditch 1, put this to memory.
Yeah, pay 1, discard 1, go to memory, spawn
the Rampage.
There's the Rampage Ryuko from the waiting room.
Yep, and then when it's in memory, when this card is in your memory, when your card or your opponent's card in clock is put into waiting room due to their respective card effects, that player may put 2 cards from stock into waiting room. If not, that player puts the top card of deck to clock. So it's both players anti-heal.
Yeah. So don't worry, but this set doesn't heal. It's fine.
Yes.
So obviously, anti-heal is pretty much the main reason you'd play Killer Kill. So this spawning out a 1/1/7/5 at level 0 potentially. Well, look at standby. It's quite good in standby.
Yeah.
And the fact it also works when it is spawned from the waiting room means you can refund the 1 stock used to play even when it's played from waiting room, which is pretty massive. So yeah, if you're playing the anti-heal, and you're probably playing the anti-heal, you're definitely playing this card. And it is, as Yuki said, a massive upgrade from the original. The only upside of the original was it couldn't be reversed by your opponent's auto effect. So it couldn't be reversed by a reverser combo.
Yes.
But of course, in this day and age, probably people play reversers over stock bomb, clock bomb, bomb deck bomb, memory bomb, etc. They're so rare.
Yeah, people are now preferring board removal rather than just a straight up reverse.
So yeah, this is it's a straight upgrade.
So what we didn't mention is that there's an original. For the old version, there was one card, a yellow Marco to one level assist that makes it so that it sends this Rampage Ryuko from stage to memory to early play something from hand. But that's the old. But that card also works with this the current version.
Yeah.
So
It gives you
yeah,
another option.
for some reason, yeah, it's a much better option, and you're never at risk of actually, having to clock something.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
just
because
randomly
of
taking
the-
damage for no reason, or not even damage,
Right.
just randomly putting cards from deck to clock, just because you
That
get
was
sacked.
that was a climax combo though.
No. Oh yeah, it was Climax combo.
Yeah, it was a
but-
climax combo. Ditch one, send this from stage to memory, play any character from your hand on a 2/1. So that was your level. That was a climax combo to do that. It's also a double R. Cool card though.
So where are we giving this then, guys?
I
Well,
think
if you're
this
playing
is a
the
4.
anti-heal, this is a 4 to 5 because
Yeah.
there's no reason why you wouldn't play this. To be honest
Yeah,
with you.
that's fair. I've said that's 4-star, because again, you're playing it with the anti-heal. Like, the anti-heal is what's important, and this is just the benefit from the anti-heal going off. Or getting the anti-heal condition met, should I say. So, yeah, I think a solid 4-star here, I agree.
Also, very quick one. What do we reckon? In English, it's called Rampage Ryoko. In Japanese, it's called Berserk Ryoko. Japanese name is just so much better, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Berserk
I mean,
sounds better than Rampage.
It's. I mean, we all get the the same idea.
Yeah.
That it's you're just not. You're just going out of control. So. Hey, that's what
Next
it is.
card. Changing into Senketsu Ryoko. 2 or less early play, 2 or less climaxes waiting room early play. On play, look at top 3, add a card. And also, when the time comes when a girl outgrows her sailor uniform, is placed into your climax area. If this is in center stage, choose one character in rating room, add it to hand, and then this gains 3,000 power. So it's a on play of climax, gain 3k and salvage 1, as well as a top 3, a top 3 add 1. Like, you're plussing quite a bit on this, and not only that as well, this is also the same as the level 1 combo from set 1. Do you run this over the new one? Don't know. What do you think?
You run both.
You run both. Because this card, the level 1 combo that we're talking about, unfortunately, this card, while it is a plussing combo, it only pluses at level 2. So you just it's one of those odd things, all things considered, unfortunately.
Yeah, because the fact that Killer Kill generally does not run a level 3 combo, because the level 3 in the set you would run isn't on climax combo. That does free up your climaxes a bit. So you've got the stock soul for level 1, and then you play this climax with your level 3, and if you play the level 3 and level 1 together at level 2, you're getting so much hand recovery there.
Let me correct myself. The level 1 Ryuko combo that combos as a door isn't even a plussing combo. It's
No, it bounces, isn't it?
No, it's choose an opponent's card in the waiting room and put it on top of the deck.
It's been so long since I looked at that card. Yeah, it's so you get so much plussing, and you also kind of decompress.
Kind of.
You're guaranteed a damage because you're putting a card from the top opponent's waiting room on top of the deck. So you're guaranteed to. It's a top deck control.
Yeah, as long as you don't overswing, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you're
it is-
overswing with this card, so it's your side attack. So it's 2 minus whatever is a cross. So
The thing is, as well, with the old level 1 combo, like, even if you do it at level 1, it becomes a 10k. Like, it gains 4...
Yeah,
it's
big.
on attack with
It
the
is
climax
10K,
9.
yes.
Yeah, it's 10k. Yeah, like, straight up. Like, level 1 10k. Like, hello back to the days of freaking Soundless Voice. When that was getting to 11.
but it is only on turn. It does not cross turn.
Yeah, that's obviously... But sometimes 10k, and then just to get over Soundless Voice at the time, was enough to do that.
yeah,
And it's on a good trigger as well. It's on
Yeah.
a door, or as we called it back then, a gate.
The confusion.
The confusion, yeah, which is why that people have been trying, but yeah, it's what it is.
So yeah, like by the sounds of things, this is still a card you run regardless. And again, you just run basically 2 level 1 combos and a pseudo level 2 plus a level 3, unless you're running with the Battle of Fate combo, or do you run 3 climaxes? I have no idea how Kill la Kill is run.
It's 2 climaxes. It's technically 2 climaxes. Just there are 5 cards that combo with those 2 climaxes.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. The Battle of Fate is literally the other combo, isn't it? Yeah. I'm dumb.
This set only has one other early play, and it's an early play that requires 3 of a specific climax in the waiting room.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And that's also a healer, by the way.
What?
Yeah, I mean, there are people that play. There are people that it gets played without you can play it without the climax. You just play it as a straight up healer.
Yeah,
because there's just not that many healers in that set, unfortunately.
There really isn't.
And even then, why would you heal? Because anti-heal. Unless you want to, so there is a time when anti-heal is relevant. Also, say for example, the top card of your clock is a climax, and you want to do that, you heal it off and just replace it. So you just clean that climax off, or clean an important card off the top of your clock. Like there are times where you still heal even regardless of anti-heal.
Early play is actually the only healer in the whole set.
Oh well,
that's what I was just talking about. I was really certain it was, but yeah, it's the only healer in the whole set. Yeah,
it is.
So that is. I told you this set doesn't heal much.
Can confirm, does not heal much. So where are we scoring this thing, guys? We reckon like a solid 4?
This is probably the most important card in the pack for the set.
You think?
Well, it's the early play. It gives your hand back. It's got a plus in combo, so essentially +1's your hand. You're running that climax anyway because it's one of the 2 climaxes you'd run. It's easy enough to play. It's really important.
Fair enough.
Right. The only thing is, again, this is how many level 3s are you playing? Like, that's the only concern that you're gonna have. Because you're still gonna play. Because I still think that you need to play at least 1, if not more, of the original level 3 Ryuko, because that is your finisher. So I don't know how much room you have, to be honest. And that's the question.
I think you're probably running about 9, 10 level 3s. 3 of this, 3 of do a 3 3 of Ryoko, 3 of Mako, 3 of this, and maybe 1 of the Satsuki if you want to run it.
Okay.
I think that's compelling enough. Yeah.
Fair enough. So where are we scoring this? Like, are you wanting it as a 5-star?
It's hard to make an early player 5-star, but
it is, isn't it?
That's the really position of Kill la Kills. This essentially is your only 5-star unless you're playing an entirely different climax lineup.
Well, so there might not be a 5-star. I think this is a 4.
I think
it's a 4 to 5.
Yeah, I think in the context of Kill la Kill, it's 4 to 5.
Shall we go 4 then? We've gone 4 to 5, 4 to 5, and 4. So
we might not 5-star anything for Kill la Kill.
We might not 5-star anything for Kill la Kill or Kill la Kill. Admittedly, out of the 3 power-up sets, it's definitely the worst out of the 3.
Oof.
I think it is. I think it is the worst of the 3, in terms of what it does. So anyway, moving on before I have mobs after me.
Clothes enthusiasts are at your door now.
Kamui Junketsu Satsuki. If you have 2 or less cards in stock, gains 1/5, and on play you may pay 1, ditch 1, search for a clothes character, not a weapons, just a clothes. Kind of a pseudo locked drop search with a power pump, which is actually pretty good, actually. Yeah, card is card. Can confirm, guys.
Card is auto include.
Auto include, bruh.
It's a 3.5k drop search. Do you play Miko?
Yes. Therefore, it's also...
Ask Madoka players, do they play their 3.5k drop search? The answer is yes.
So, fair enough. Yuki, anything to add?
I think the only concern that people may have is the fact that is because it grabs clothes character. What it does is it does not a bunch of your yellow, which means Mako. You can't grab, and that's something that you need to pay very careful attention to. It grabs most of your deck. It does not grab all of the things.
Yeah,
which
'cause it's
means
closed and
you need to
family is the core
control.
traits, isn't it?
The
Yeah, but
biggest
the thing is,
it
it
doesn't
this
grab
grabs
the
neither.
it doesn't grab the your pseudo brainstorm because that doesn't have close, which is the biggest downside.
Yes.
The power up, the one we're talking about does have
Is
close.
that close? I thought it was. Is it close? Okay, it's close.
Yes.
For some reason, I thought it didn't have close. Okay, it's fine. There's
Not
no
only that,
problem.
if you're running the
Yeah.
if you are running the Mako,
Level 3 Mako though.
Mako doesn't always
or
have
level
close.
even level 2.
Yeah.
Level 2, level 3.
That isn't a spoiler for the show, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah. So I think it's an auto include as a agility card, but you have to pay attention.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair comment. So, where are we scoring this? Like,
4 probably.
good utility
4.
card is good utility card. It's an auto include.
Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think 4.
You're not
is...
throwing this as a 4x and going, I'm putting 4 of these in, then starting building my deck. You're
No, it's a 2 of utility.
2 to 3.
Yeah. So yeah, 4-star it is for Satsuki. Moving swiftly on to our next card. The next Satsuki, the for the survival of the human race Satsuki. It's a level 3 2k assist. When this card is placed from hand to stage, you may choose one Junketsu in your waiting room and put it face down underneath this as marker. And then when your other conclusion after wearing Ryoko is placed on the stage from hand, you may put one marker underneath this into your waiting room, and if you do, look at the top card of your deck and then put that card underneath that character as a face down marker. So you basically take the marker out of Satsuki and you put a new one under Ryoko. This is the level 3 that we're saying that you still run this level 3 Ryoko because it is the finisher of Kill la Kill. I'm right,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's what this does essentially means that you've got a guaranteed Junketsu in your waiting room for the Ryuko, because when Ryuko comes into play, you need to send
Get markers underneath it.
a Junketsu to memory to put the Senketsu under it as a marker.
Yep.
So this guarantees you've got a Junketsu in the waiting room waiting for you.
Yep.
And it also means that Ryuko's immediately got 2 markers, because the Ryuko is start of encore step, pay 2, burn equals the number of markers under this.
Yes.
So it immediately makes it a pay 2, burn 2.
Which we know how good burn 2s are.
Yep.
Look at Marine.
Totally.
And it's at least 2, if not 3, because once you resolve both Satsuki and Ryuko's abilities, that's 2. That is
2.
Or
That's
you
true.
could make it a burn
And then
3.
you'll-
Imagine.
yes, because of the Ryuko's second auto.
Yes.
So it is going to be an auto include, and it is level 3, 2000 assist to level 3 is in front. What it's going to do is it's going to replace you or your brainstorm equivalent that the Yuko and Mako that we talked about. And I think personally that this is also a 4 to 5 star just because of its necessity. It speeds up your Ryuko a lot.
Yeah, so
It-
it's you
it does
either
make
speed
it
it up by giving it power, or you still speed it up with its marker, but then you make sure your Ryoko is still smaller, so it can still get another marker and then burn 3, burn 4 potentially.
Yeah. It's in the Ryuko deck, it's definitely 100% an auto include, because
Yeah.
it does everything you need. And it also gains a marker to cover your brainstorm as well.
Yes, it does. So yeah, I think, and again, it doesn't matter if this card gets rested because it has no effect that requires it to be rested, so you can rest it as part of your brainstorm.
Yep, exactly.
So again, in this build, solid 4-star. Like in the thing I do appreciate about Kill la Kill is all the flavor. Again, all the markers, always taking them off and on, like the whole close thing. I think there's a flavor of Kill la Kill is very well designed.
It's a very cool set for flavor.
It is, but I
It does fit the anime as well so well.
So I agree. I think this should be a 4-star. I do agree here.
I'd have put it closer to 3 because you don't want to run more than 1 or 2 copies of it still. Because it can break in hand.
It is an auto
And
include.
also, you don't run it in anything else other than that deck.
Ooh. 3 4-star. We're shifting between the 2. Ooh. Oh. Anyway, moving on. I can do things. Carrying on. The last card of the actual power-up set is the clear resolution stats key. When this card attacks, if the card facing is a level 3 or higher, it gains 6k. And at the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, if Battle of Fate is in your waiting room, this card gains 3000. So it's a 12-5 on attack, and then a 9-5 on defense, providing that you are 1 attacking level 3. And secondly, you have the climax in waiting room, which normally you would have then actually used the Battle of Fate combo during the previous turn. Or if not, you've run 4 of the Battle of Fate climax. There's a very good chance one of them is going to be in your waiting room. Yeah, I think this is not a terrible card, actually. For level 3 removal, where the set doesn't really have that, this is an okay card.
Yeah, exactly. It's your level 3 removal card. But you're running that climax anyway because you're running the level 1 combo.
Yep.
It's a really cool looking card as well. The picture of it in there doesn't give it credit because in person it looks really, really good as well. It's just a really good card for kill a kill.
Yeah. Yuki?
Yeah, I think it's, it does 2 things. I mean, the second ability is not that, in the current environment, 95 on defense is nothing to write home about, but the fact that it's 12-5 itself on attack against level 3 is significant enough.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So where are we putting this? I think this is a solid, I don't think this is a 4-star, but it's solid 3-star. Like 4 within kill to kill. I think 3-star is pretty solid.
I think it's the 3 stars just because you have to.
You probably run this as a 1-off, like 1 to 2-off maybe.
I think it's a 2-off just because you don't. Kill Kill, as I said, does not have defense against early plays. Short of playing the level downs and stuff like that, and that is you're not gonna in a lot of builds. You're not gonna run that.
That's fair. That's fair. Okay, moving swiftly on then to our next card, which is the first promo, which is the promo that came with the original Japanese set, the For Her Desires Nui. When this card is placed from hand to stage, if you have 4 more other characters, closed characters, you may put the top card of deck to your stock. And then when your other character in battle with a marker and Raggio in its card name becomes reversed, you may pay 4, discard 3, put this card underneath your marker in battle, character in battle as a marker, and if you do, stand that character.
Do you feel tired after reading all that?
That is a really difficult combo effect to try and to put it into pieces. Like, what a weird condition. Like, again, I assume Raggio that's the whole antagonist green build, and it fits that gimmick.
Green is kind of this is reason green's all standalone.
Yeah.
So for the for people that need to know, there are not that many cards in the in Kill la Kill that actually allow that this new way will actually be able to target. There are 2 cards. There are 2 Raggio cards in the overall that actually markers.
Right.
One is a level 1, one is a level 2. The problem is that is 4 stock, discard 3, and then you have basically sack this, marker this card under that Raggio to restand a reversed Raggio. It is very, very stiff, and neither of the Raggio cards that actually gains marker does anything other than, because both of Raggio gains level 1 power for marker, but it does nothing else.
So I guess the question is, in that build, do you even run this?
So the problem is, and this is unfortunately because of the day and age, because of so many of the anti-early plays, the Raggio will get hit by this, and which is why the Raggio build is just not played, because when everything that you play is anti-changeable because of the markers, it's just not worth playing, unfortunately.
Yeah, despite the fact of being Nui, and Nui's clearly the best, unfortunately, because it supports Raggio, and Raggio did not get any real proper support. It's essentially, this is your quote-unquote finisher, because you're a restander. Essentially all it's doing is it's a restander.
It's a pseudo restand, yeah.
And it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, 2/2 that it would restand, that has one soul. It's
Yeah.
a printed one. Oh, sorry, it's a printed 2 soul, but it's like you if you get anti-change the
Yeah.
first, you're not gonna,
Yeah,
it's
you're
the
not
percent
you're
is
not paying essentially 8 resource to stand one character.
No.
Well, I mean, you're probably even level 3 off climax restanders aren't quite as high costed as this.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shame,
Yeah.
but
So, what? Do you call this a 2-star because it's the finisher, but it's a bad deck anyway, so don't even bother?
if you want to have fun with some very very pretty cards, you play Nui and you'd be happy with that. But yeah, even then you're probably not playing the Regio cards anyway. So
I think I think it's a
It's a one.
unfortunately I think it's a 1, and
Oh.
even if you run the Rogio deck, because it's Rogio just gets meta out.
yeah,
Because
Regio
all
is so
the-
bad. This card is just bad to go with it.
It's fair.
Right.
Yeah, fair enough. It's 1-star it is. Rip. Moving swiftly on. The next promo, Winter Look Ryoko. It's an exile counter. It's on pay 2 when you use this card's backup. If you choose one of your opponent's level 2 or higher characters and give it -1 soul, and it's 2/5 backup. So it's a pay 3 neg 1 soul 2/5 counter, basically.
It's the
Okay.
only defensive counter in the set.
Yeah, it's okay. Like, yeah, it's a defensive
In the
counter.
context of Killer Kill, it's playable. I think Slime still plays this, doesn't it? Oh, before set 3 anyway.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
There's not a lot you can say about it, is there?
no.
I mean, given the context of the counter, it's just not. You just don't have a lot of choice. And because remember, this is 2014 ish, so it's like there's not a lot of the newer counter types that you actually have seen. Like you just don't. There's no defensive counters at all. Like everything you have is powers. The only thing that I can think of that's even closer defensive counter is the yellow 2/0, because it bounces on your own character, so it denies an on reverse combo. But
Yeah.
Your level 3 combo is also very, very, very stock intensive.
So you haven't really got the stock to benefit. So I'm leaning towards 1 on this. Like, I don't think, even though it's a defensive counter, I don't think you even run it. You just...
I think it's a 2 still, because it is. You can consider it as a 1x, just as a. I'm going to drop this on the last attack. I'm at 2. I'm at 3/6. I still get my combo off again.
Yeah. Okay.
I think, and this is just a personal opinion, is how many of the red Jinkets you actually run? Because red Jinket is a counter event, whereas the blue one is not. So it's, are you running the any red Jinkets? If you're not, then I think you have to at least have a few of the backups.
Okay.
But-
You usually lean more towards the blue one, don't you? Just because deck speed.
Yeah.
Right, then which means that you have to. I think this is at least a 1 to 2 of, but that means I think it's a 2.
A
It's
2-star?
not great, but you have
Yeah.
but you have nothing better.
That's fair enough. 2-star it is. Moving swiftly on. We get a copy of Mini Ryoko, which was actually a box topper promo from the original set, and actually it's not a terrible card. At the beginning of your opponent's attack phase, you may move it to the open middle position of your center stage. We see that profile more nowadays on a 3/5 with a negative effect, i.e. a Encore 2, like in Kobayashi's Dragon Maid. But this was, I think this is the original middle center runner, right?
This isn't. Might be. I don't think it's the actual original, but yeah, it's
The core effect.
it's there.
Yeah, it's there. Some people might use it, most people won't.
It's cute art.
Cute art. 2-star. Is there much to stay on? Is there really much to stay? I don't think there's much to stay on this card at all.
I think the problem is gonna be the fact is, do you have room at level 0? Like that, I think that's actually the problem. I don't think you have much room at
Level 0s in Killer Kill and the concept of Killer Kill are
Yeah,
very good. So finding space for this is very tough.
So where are you thinking? 2 or 1? Like, would you even run this?
I would never run it.
So
I think it's it's really hard because your red level 0s are gonna be Senketsus,
Yeah,
in
of
different
course.
Seketsus, so
And your
I don't think you
anti-heal.
have room.
So you'd probably not run it. So it's probably a 1-star then. You just don't run it.
We'll pump it up to 2 for the art.
No. No, it's not how it works. It's not how this works, damn it. It's not how this works.
By the way,
damn it.
this profile is the second ever printed in Weiss history.
Oh, what was the
The
first?
first one being a card from Rewrite Harvest Festa.
Oh,
Good old
Jesus.
right.
Go. Right. And the final card, I believe. The Unfathomable Mankatsuku family. It's on play, discard a card, and give this card 3/5. That's it.
What a waste of nice art.
That's it. That's it.
This was bad when it came out.
And it's still bad.
It is very. I mean, unfortunately, it's very hard to defend. Defend the card really.
It's not got close straight.
Especially
It's not got...
it has no search. It really does not have the two of the major, neither of the major traits, which means you'll have a really really hard time using it. Like I can see it if you're running for whatever reason you're running a very pure yellow build, but
Even
if you're running a pure yellow build, why are you playing Kill la Kill?
Amazing.
Like unfortunately, it's just you're losing so much of your potential in the set. It's like it's very hard to defend a pure yellow deck.
Yeah.
The yellow
sure.
even has a 1065.
So what's the point?
One
I
star.
think this is safe to say we're just going to mark this down as a 1-star, right?
Well, you won't let us use zeros, so it has to be a 1 star.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not. It's if we cannot give zeros, I think it is a collective purpose. Like it's not. There's just not a lot.
Yeah, that's
There's
understandable.
really pretty
reason to
card.
actually play it.
It's a
So-
very pretty card.
Kill la Kill as a power-up set. Thoughts? Summary? What do you think?
It's better than what it had previously.
Question mark?
I think the fact that you're having new characters using the existing climax combo, which means you're not changing. You don't have to really think about your climax layout. What you're changing is the actual characters, but that means you actually have to pay attention to what cards you're keeping because there are 5 cards using 2 climax combos.
Yeah.
And what we didn't mention is the original 2-1 that uses the
the Battle of Fate. Yes, I did put the image
Right.
up, but we didn't really talk about it, did we?
right. And what the card is, it's a global 1K to
Yes.
close. Unfortunately, when you play her, you have to rest her. But what it does is the climax combo. If it's on front, when you play the climax, if she's in the front row, you stand it and salvage a level 1 or low for free.
Yep.
And know that because this is a climax phase, you're comparing to the anti-salvage, and it ignores anti-salvage because it's a climax phase salvage,
Mhm.
and it is global 1K. So I think that Ryuko gets played still because it's just a free global 1K. So the question is, what are you running around it?
Sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I'm not sure you'd be
Yeah.
running the global 1K because you'd be running the assist, the 2K level 3 assist that works that gains the marker to go with your end game.
No, what it is you have the Ryuko 2-1 global
Yeah,
climax almost stands itself, and then
I guess.
you have the level 3. You have the level 3 Slayer because there's another 1K.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it can get somewhat big.
So
Yeah.
it's just, and you can do it on the same turn. Ideally, that's a really nice play to have, to be honest. And it guarantees your 2-1 level 3 Slayer is gonna have one of the climaxes for the next for the plus 3K on the opponent's turn.
Yep.
So, as a score for the set, so Ben, bear in mind we gave Log Horizon a 3-star. I would say this is considerably worse than Log Horizon in terms of what it did for its set from what it was before to what it is now. Also, I don't think it's better than Log Horizon either.
In terms of what it did for Killer Kill as a set, it definitely drastically improved the set.
Yes.
It got a very good early play. It got a better 1/1 to go up its anti-heal. It got a pseudo brainstorm. It got a good drop search.
Yep.
You play the majority of the cards from the pack in your deck in Killer Kill. Level 1 combo. You play the majority of them in your deck. So in terms of Killer Kill, it improved within Killer Kill. It improved the set dramatically. But it did nothing for the deck itself.
No, exactly.
In the wider meta of the time it came out anyway. Because by the time that came around, anti-heal wasn't as big a deal. Kantai had already been struck down.
Yep.
We'd started seeing some more non-waiting room healers, or starting to see some, should I say.
It's Kantai was kind of caught in between because it just had a new set. It just had it's 2 sets. It wasn't getting a 3rd set until later. So it's like Kantai was in weird phase.
But anti-heal probably wasn't as big a deal at that point.
No, agreed.
Right.
And anti-heal obviously, and Kantai had already been hit quite hard with the ban list as well.
Right.
So honestly,
set 2 Kantai bring in the is the European for that? Set 3 was
for free. That was free. Yeah.
No, the European booster was
set 4.
It was set 4 because you have an extra.
It
has an extra booster.
Yeah. So I think overall, I'm not gonna lie. I think this is a 1-star. Like, it improved the set. Yes. Did it make any relevance whatsoever? No. Like, it didn't do anything to bring the set to even a rogue deck status, really. Not in comparison to Log Horizon, especially. It improved the set, sure. That's about all it did. Like, it didn't do anything beyond make a bad set slightly better.
Unfortunately, the best part of the Killer Kill power pack was the sleeves, and you're not even getting those in English.
No, exactly. So this is why I want to give it a 1-star.
I think it's a 2.
I also think it's a 2 because while it didn't, unfortunately, what the set Kill as a whole lag is something like because Log Horizon has the bodyguard and on top of an anti-burn. Whereas Kill only has an anti-heal, whereas a lot of heals don't go to hand or go
out of this for the set. So it actually gained the ability to play the game. I think in terms of Killer Kill, it improved Killer Kill dramatically. Probably the same way it improved Log Horizon dramatically, but it did very little in the meta, which is Kyle's going to split the difference of going to.
Yeah, that's fair. Right. I think 2-star is then, and let's move on to our final set, the Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. Again, as it came with 8 cards in the set. As always, it came with a climax in this one. 4 promos. One of those artworks you might see as recognise a little bit from a Japanese restriction list. But moving straight on, before I nearly forgot to check the actuals. Again, talk through the deck box, the storage box, the top loader. Top loader's pretty cool. Not as good as the Kill one, but
I like this one more personally. I think it's a nice top loader.
Fair enough. But yeah, we know what's going on here, so let's go through the cards. Taking a break, Mikuru. On play from hand or memory, you may mill 2. And then when this card's battle opponent becomes reversed, you may put this card into your memory, and if you do, choose at the beginning of your next draw phase, choose one copy of itself and put it to memory from memory and put it on stage, should I say. So it's a level 0 time machine combo. Not time machine. Usual Haruhi, because I can actually use it this time.
Yes,
actual Haruhi.
We're on the right set.
It's also not a combo. So keeping in mind.
Yes, so it's not a time machine. It's a usual Haruhi.
I love this card.
I think it's pretty cool. What do you think it actually adds to the set much?
Well, what it is accelerates the because Hori doesn't really have a lot of check top 4 at 1 or whatever, so to go through the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So what this is, it's milling through your deck so to allow you to salvage and Hori has a lot of salvages.
Yeah, it
And the
does a
fact is,
lot.
when
Sorry.
oh sorry,
No, go on. You. I thought you'd stop. Sorry. Continue on, please.
no, and the fact is that because it just looks for opponent reversing, so it's if you are tied with power, you're netting
Yes.
a benefit.
Yes. So where do you want to talk about? Go, Dario.
I think I think this card. The fact that Haruhi is missing Bunko in English, which is the big thing, is a lot. Bunko does a lot for Haruhi as well. This card is very important. It's your green fix for one thing.
Yes.
Going to memory does deny things like clean cuts, etc. It mills if it's coming from memory or hand, which is nice for deck fitting.
Yep.
It also quite really nicely with the brigade mascot Mikuru, which is a level 0 from the original set. When your character comes into play from hand or memory, give it 1k power and T for the turn. T being the important part, clearly.
T being the important part.
So essentially, this is going to be with that card. It comes into play 3k, reverse suffix, goes to memory, comes back, start your draw phase, mill 2, gain a k again, so it's 3k again.
Yep.
It's green fixing. It's constantly bouncing around. It's just a really, really cool card.
Cool. Where do you want to rate it in?
So Haruhi has weird builds. So again, we're now talking about different Haruhi builds. If you are using the standard alien build, you're not playing this card in the deck.
Okay.
And for other builds, I think this is automatic at least 2, if not more, just because you need to go through your deck fast, and this is your engine to go through your deck fast.
Yeah. So he's sounding like a 3-star?
I think in decks you're playing green. This is a 3 to 4. I think this is closer to a 4-star, to be honest.
Yeah, agreed with that. If you're running green, this is going into your deck as a 3x to 4x. This is if you're not playing green, or if you're playing alien, you're not touching this card. So it's 3 to 4-star.
Fair enough. 3 to 4-star it is then.
It's also a very cool card.
Moving on, Reindeer Mikuru. It's a 2 or less early play. During this card's battle, your opponent can not use backups, and it's a healer. Actually, not a bad card. A good early play healer with the fact that your opponent can't use backups against it. Yeah, it's a pretty good healer.
Probably play this now.
Yeah.
It'd probably have a bit more power now, but you'd probably play this now.
Yeah, you'd probably get the extra 4k as well, but then it's just for the turn. But yeah.
Yeah. So what? Unfortunately, what English doesn't have is Bunko, because Bunko does give Haruhi the standby, and the fact that if you now today give Haruhi a standby, you now have the level 2 1500 assist from the booster, and that makes this Miku unknown to get over. Because you cannot use backup, and while your opponent can use events, if you're running red green, you have a climax symbol that locks out events.
So I guess with that, where are we going? I want to call it good as 4-star. Like, I think this card is a good card, and any card that's running a reasonable amount of green, you're running this as probably a 3 of at least.
It's the only early play for non-alien, isn't it? I think. No.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it is only early play for non-alien.
Yeah, so it's an early play healer. It's pretty much going. If you're not playing alien, it's going into your deck.
Yeah.
So
100% of the time.
So it's a 4.
Yeah.
Because because alien you're not playing, so unfortunately it's not going higher than the 4.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, that's fair enough. Right, Yuki, you're going to take a very quick break, so you go run.
No, I can wait. I can wait.
Oh, boo. Okay, fair enough. Right, carrying on then. Blitzing through these a little bit. Taking a break, Haruhi. Other character in your middle position gains 500 power, and it's a pay 1 rest salvage brainstorm, for brigade leader or SOS brigade. Good salvage brainstorm is good salvage brainstorm. In fact, I think this is pretty much, if you're running SOS brigade, you are running this card as a 3 to 4 of. Straight up.
It's the only plussing brainstorm in this set.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the it is the only reasonably costed plussing brainstorm in the set.
Yeah. There's the what is it?
Hark has a lot of weird brainstorms.
Like there's not even like a normal draw brainstorm. It's a really odd costed draw brainstorm from Brightly.
Man, they got the best TD brainstorm ever.
Carry on.
It's a 2-1. It's a pay free, mill free, play a character up to the amount of brigade she's revealed.
Wow. Okay.
Brigade leader. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
brigade leader. Sorry, yeah.
So which allows you to play the level 3 hierarchy if you somehow milled all
brigade leaders. Yeah.
Yes.
Also, to go with that, it's also a change into Trouble Kill Harry as well.
Oh,
so you
yeah,
can just play
isn't
two
it?
of the
That is,
two Trouble
yeah.
Kills out with this.
Oh God. God. For those who don't know what Trouble Girl
And also,
Harry
the brainstorm
is,
was spammable, but
Yes.
you're not like you have to
It's
start.
a pay free brainstorm, but
yeah, and discard free, isn't it? You said pay free, discard free, right?
No, just pay free.
Oh, just pay 3. Okay.
No, it's a mill. It's pay
Oh,
free
mill three,
Mill
sorry.
free. It's a free card brainstorm for each brigade leader you hit. Play a brigade leader from your weight room up.
No,
to
it's
that
you
card's
play
level.
one card. That's
up to the level.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way,
But yeah, it's a different card entirely.
Yeah.
This is your only plussing brainstorm that's reasonably costed in the set.
yes.
Yeah.
Instant include 3 to 4 of in basically every deck. As SOS Brigade is the cross trait between Time and Alien.
Unfortunately, it's a lot of the original cards do not have SOS Brigade.
Oh, do they not?
Nope.
Oh, rip.
No.
Yikes.
So it is. While this card is nice, it mostly fixes your red. To be honest with you, like, unfortunately, like of all the level 3 hierarchy, the only cards level 3 in hierarchy that has SOS Brigade is the hierarchy and Kyung from the booster, which is in yellow.
Yep.
And then the level 3s from the power up set, and then the Bunko. It doesn't. You have level 3 Haori, level 3 Yuki, and level 3 Mikuru from the original booster. Does not have SOS Brigade.
So, okay.
11 trait locking, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so unfortunately, because it is a trade lock, it's a 4 because for your alien deck, it's unplayable.
Yeah, as
still run it even
Fabio
in
just put in Bunko standby, this card is great, but we haven't got Bunko. 4-star it is. Moving on. Outrageous Behavior Haruhi. This is the climax combo of the power up set. On play, gains 1/5 for the turn, and on reverse, if you have the Day in a Club Room climax in play, you may choose one level 0 or lower character in your opponent's center stage, put it to a waiting room, and then salvage one as well. So, downside to this, it's a 6k on a red stock soul climax, so it doesn't get big. Again, shows you like we spoke about in the previous reverse combo, where 6k isn't big, but that's what was big for, or what was reasonable for a reverse combo back in 2016. Yeah. Thoughts?
Dara mentioned earlier, like this, you're playing this with the level 0 micro that gives something on 1k when you play from hand. So you're going to have a triple lane of 7k the turn you play it. Your middle is probably going to get another 500k. I mean, it's not 500k, 500 from Brainstorm.
God, makes it sound like the over trigger for Weiss.
yeah, but so it's like you have 7k, 7.5, 7k. It's not great, but you should get over something. Now the problem is the fact that you're almost not ever going to snipe a level 0 lower character in the front row.
Yeah,
because you need to reverse to salvage.
Yep.
Like the only times I can think of that you will actually snipe is for something like you don't want it to go on reverse.
Yeah, sure.
Or when you don't want it to, or you can have it on reverse but needs to move itself somewhere, and you can deny that because you can snipe that across. But almost all, it's very uncommon.
So yeah, I mean, what do you think? Anything to add to Dario? Like,
It's unlike the other two. This Haruhi does actually have other plastic combos, but this is better than the other plastic combos
Yes.
for SOS/Brigade Leader. But the only other one that might compare to it is the Two Soul combo, which is actually a time machine
yes.
on Two Soul,
On a Two Soul?
which you might run just because it does damage and it doesn't need to reverse it. But that's not plussing you. That's just this isn't dying.
But that's the same as, I mean, look at 8-2 Soul Bang Dream. Does the same thing. Like, even well, the thing is that it does get big. Like it gets 10-5, whereas I assume the other Haruhi only gets like, does it gain power when it comes back from memory? I'm sure it does, right? It gains 3-5.
Question. Let me give me a sec.
That one, yes.
Yeah, that's
But
normally
how much
the-
Yeah,
does
it gains
gain? I
3,000.
don't
It's 8-5 when it comes back.
Yeah, that's basically normally what happens. That's exactly what the normal time machine did as well from Hatsune Miku, with the original time machine.
Yeah, but the problem is that that's in yellow, and it's just a hard, like, yellow is just a very ignored color in Haruhi.
Yeah, it's a bit grim. You generally want to go green red, so that makes this combo a lot better. Which is like this combo is probably your main level 1 combo in Haruhi.
So where are you giving this then?
3 to 4 in normal, unplayable in Alien.
Yeah,
So give it a 3.
I think it's a 4, okay, because just everything else that has straight lock. I mean, it's good. It's just that for Alien deck, it's just unplayable.
Sure.
It's
sure.
also a 1-0, whereas everything else is a 1-1.
Yeah, understandable. 4-star it is then. Let's go with 4-star then. Right, moving on. 10th anniversary Haruhi. When it's played from hand to stage, you may salvage a brigade leader or SES brigade character, and then when the door climax, which is the same climax that goes with Trouble Girl Haruhi, when that is played, and this is in center stage, it gains the following ability until end of turn. You may just sack a character, and up to once per turn. When this card attacks, you may pay the cost, and if you do, reveal the top card of your deck. If it is a level 1 or higher character, a brigade or SOS brigade or brigade leader character, you put it on any position on your stage, and then it gains 1,000 power. So it's a pseudo restander with an alternate combo, which is just a on attack burn 1, hence the whole Trouble Girl pseudo word. I kind of like this. Like, would I rather 3 Trouble Girls? Yes. Does this work as an alternate in case I haven't got 3 Trouble Girls? And then imagine if you do spawn a Trouble Girl off of this. Just imagine that.
I can count on one hand how many times that's happened.
I mean, so here's the thing: is that ideally, what I value this card for its first ability more than the second ability.
Yes.
What it does is it grabs your Trouble Girl Haruhi back.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
The second ability, no, because it says level 1 or higher brigade leader or SOS brigade.
Yes.
That limits your card pool heavily.
Yes.
A lot of the good cards that you will play in, again, this is going to be a red green deck.
Yeah.
Because while Alien deck does splash red normally,
Oh yeah.
you're not gonna. This card will not see play in that deck. Your level 3s in red green, you got your Kaguya Mikuru is not playable. It's not playable with this. So it's like you're gonna miss like maybe 50 to 70% of the time.
Yeah.
And that is very, very stiff. Like if it works, you have locked out level.
So basically,
It's also worth noting if this spawns another copy of itself, the other copy of itself does not get this ability because it gains it at the start of the climax phase.
yeah, it claims it. Yeah, no, not start. It gains it when the climax is placed.
Yeah. It's got, yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah.
So you can't do this attack, reveal another one, and then get it again.
No.
Sadly.
No. But yeah, I think this is like a decent 1 to 2 of just get you your Trouble Girls. Like it basically becomes a 5th, 6th copy of Trouble Girl because it gets you that card back. basically.
It's not unusual to go 2 Trouble Girl, 1 of this as your combo, and
Yeah.
then
Hope this
Trouble
fits
Girl,
well.
play sack, play another character, so you get 4 attacks and 2 burn ones.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a decent card. As long as you're not Fabio, apparently. According to chat.
I can say I've had exactly 1 situation ever playing this combo where I've managed to get more than 1 Trouble Girl. Once I got it twice. Never done 3.
Well,
because that should be near. That should be near enough impossible unless you're stacking your deck.
yeah.
Yeah, and
But it's still
unfortunately,
good. Fun card is fun.
Yeah.
I think though, unfortunately, compared to everything else in the power set, I think I actually would value this as a story because you're playing so few and of it, and it's not like 1 in every single deck.
No.
So yeah,
I want to say this is like
I
a
just think
3-star.
it's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a 3.
Yeah, I'm on board with this. This is fine. This is fine.
I wouldn't go higher. I wouldn't go lower. I think 3 is a fair number for the first ability.
Yeah. Moving on to Alien. Tree-colored dress Nagato. It's a Ricky! When this card is placed on stage to hand, you may pay 1, take a damage, and if you do, search your deck for a level 1 or lower character. It's a freaking Ricky. Huh?
Guess what rating this is getting? I'll give you a
And
clue.
then also
it's
on
not 1.
And on attack, choose an alien or SOS brigade to gain 1,000 power. This is an instant 5-star. I'm not even going to ask about the star rating for this. This card,
it's got SOS and alien, so it's got traits for both decks. It's a Ricky. It doesn't have any city requirement to give out power for attacking. It's got Nagato on it. There is no downsides about this card. She's even wearing a Santa hat. Look, God,
she's got a
this
little
card's
wand.
a 7, an 8, maybe a 10-star in Haruhi.
Anything to add, Yuki?
Yeah, I mean, this card basically is you're playing. This is your 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th copy of anything that's your key card that's level 0 or level 1. The fact that it has no trade lock for the search ability is what makes this card good.
Yes.
The fact that you also Hardy does not have a way to manual. Well, I mean, it does have, but it's a card that you don't play. It doesn't have a way that you stock at level 0-5 to start your turn. This is one of the ways to get yourself to level 1 to start comboing.
Yeah.
So, I think this card is important enough that I think it's a 5.
Yeah. Oh, straight up. Yeah. I think this is if anything out of these power-up sets, in terms of important card to have and just the accessibility it gives to you to your deck. This is the 5-star of probably all 3 power-up sets.
I suspect this will be the most expensive card of all the power-up sets.
Agreed. I
mean, unfortunately, it's still going to be capped out by how many power-up sets there is.
Yeah, how many power-up sets get purchased? But yeah, that was a very easy ranking there. 5-star straight away. Good job, Nagato. Proud of you. Moving on to more Nagato. Taking a break, Nagato. If the character facing this card is a higher level than this card cannot front attack. And also, when your other character is front attacked, you may pay the cost of ditch 1 and sack this to give one of your characters in battle 3,000 power. A pseudo JC for those that know the slang.
Shinobu.
It's okay.
We're not using the 2 lesser thing anymore. It's Shinobu.
Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah, it's a field backup.
Yeah,
it's a field backup. It's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it turns
Giving
any
out
card.
3,000 power.
It sacks itself off and turns itself into a free. And turns anything into a 3K backup.
3K is a huge number to give out at level 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the downside, and again, that's talk about the downside. The fact is that the alien has a 2K backup for 0 cost, and that's a splittable 2K backup.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's got vanilla 1055 117K. So this card is actually in a weird position where it might function better not in alien.
Yeah.
Like it's in a really weird position.
Yeah, I agree with that because it's Alien gets the power on its own. It doesn't particularly need it. And for non-Alien decks, blue's a really hard sell because the amount of blue SOS cards or blue SOS cards worth running is not a huge number. So it's a hard card to slot in, but the card itself is very good.
Yeah.
I mean, most Horror Heat decks should be playing a splash of blue,
Yeah.
but this is not a card that you'll play even in those situations.
Yeah, your splash of blue is probably the Ricky and your level 3s.
Yeah.
You're not going to put enough blue in to fit in blue at level 1. Into
No, because you want to focus red at level 1 for sure.
And because the level 1 combo from this in Harry doesn't carry power cross turn, unlike the other two, it's just 4/5.
Yeah. I
still think it's a good card though.
It's one of those cards like if you're running enough blue, this card's fine. If you're not running enough blue and you're trying to run proper and you want to go a bit with the power up set, you can kind of afford to go tricolor. Not easily, but you can do it. I don't think you would choose to run this over the other blue choices you have.
I mean, there aren't many good blue choices. Your blue choices are basically the power up pack ones, pretty much. The rest of them are very trait locked to Alien. It's a playable card. It's a very, very playable card. It's just it wouldn't be your first card you'd play. You'd be focusing on red and greens more.
Yeah, exactly. So
it's a bit of a free start, to be honest.
I mean, the previous tricolor decks that RRQ has ever played does not play level 1. They use it's played 4 of the 4 level 0s and 1 copy of the level 3. So,
so I'm leaning more towards 2-star on this, but I don't know. Yuki, I'll let you have the final vote.
I do think it's a 2, just because it's. I mean, it can see play in Alien. It's not the ideal, especially now that you have a lot of early plays at 1, which means that this card is actually not. It's worse than the vanilla 1055. So, how you value that will be meta dependent.
Just for you, Dario, I'm doing a flicker in between 2 and 3. There you go. You can have that. Okay. Moving on. So I'm so excited to talk about this card. Eye Candy in Summer, Haruhi and Mikuru. When this card is placed from stage to hand, you may discard a card, and if you do, put 2 Endless 8 events in your waiting room and return them to your hand. And then you may put 8 Endless 8 from your memory into your waiting room and perform the following action 8 times. Burn 1.
This is an 8-star.
An 8-star. So, with this deck, like you have to run 8 Stock Soul, right? You have to run 8 Stock Soul because if it sent the cards from waiting room to your memory, this would be amazing, but it doesn't. It sends it to your hand, so you still got to pay 1 to even use the bloody event. You have to run this in 8 Stock Soul, right?
This card is the payoff for everyone who sat through those frigging episodes of Endless 8. It is the most fun. Haruhi's a fun set already. Haruhi's probably one of the most fun old sets in the game. This is a hilariously fun combo. And yeah, you run the stock souls because the idea is you do red stock souls, you put these into your stock, and then you use this to pay them out again. So you can then pay them out, play 1, pick them up, send them to memory, and then get the combo off.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it works, and it's great. It's great fun. I highly recommend people try this.
I might have to try this on Tabletop Simulator.
For people who are building this, because I have one that I have tried to build this. You're most likely not having to go through ignore most of your climax combos, other than maybe the current 101 from the power up set, just because it's so stock heavy that you are not really gonna be able to do much else. And also because of the fact that you might not have because of a 1/1 endless event only can target SOS Brigade characters for power plus power, and a lot of party doesn't. You have to consider whipping. So keep that in mind.
So where are we going to put this?
I already said 8 star.
8 star. 3 plus 5 is 8. Yeah.
I think because it requires a very special build. I don't. It's not a 0-star, but I don't think it's a good.
It's a 2-star.
I think it's a 2-star. I'm on board with a 2-star.
I think it's a 2-star, but that's because we have to give one, because I don't think it's really rateable because it needs to be done in a special build.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very, very specific card for a very, very specific deck. The thing that amazes me as well, did anything from the Endless 8 come from set 1 apart from the event? Or is this the only card that actually uses it?
The events from the extra booster.
Oh, extra booster, sorry. Like, did it actually have any support apart from here's 8 of these? Go.
Well, no, because the first booster was before Endless 8.
The first booster has none.
Oh.
Because it was on the original anime run.
Yeah, it's a recording with a level 3 2k assist. Okay.
You are playing this in red green deck. You are not touching it in time.
Yes. Wait.
It's,
Red green not touching it in time? But time is green. You mean alien?
Time is blue. No, alien is blue. Yeah.
Okay.
In time, you're not touching it in time because time cards often don't have SOS or Brigade Leader. Yeah, green was also very trait locked, except for the few cards that crossed over. So blue, mono green, you're probably not playing this. The Brigade Leader SOS deck, you're definitely playing this.
Yep.
Well, also it's red green. There are many variants of red green. The question becomes how many of your green cards don't have SOS. Yeah, then that. Because remember, your level 3 Carrier Miku does not have either, which means that this card really needs to look at based on your specific red-green build.
Yeah.
You're still playing Cat as Miku though.
Yeah, so Cat
card
is
nuts. You're
yeah,
still
Cat
playing
is
it.
good. Yeah.
But I think this card, the assist is for anyone, any level 3 or higher. So I think this card is pretty much, you put it in as a 1x because for hand filter as well.
Yeah.
Even a 2x. It gets you either of your level 3 Harrys.
So we saying a solid 2-star, maybe branching 3?
The problem, so again, you're comparing this, or at least I am comparing this with the 2/2 Mikuru assist from the booster.
Yeah.
Which is just a 1500 assist straight up, no questions asked. It also plays as a 2/1 if you have 2 or more time characters in play when you play her from hand.
Mm-hmm.
So it is very, which is why I say I think this card is dependent on the exact specific build that you have. How many of your cards are Brigade Leader / SOS Brigade, and how many are not?
Yeah.
If you have a lot that you can salvage with this, great. If not, you're gonna play the 2/2 over this 2/1. Especially if we ever get Bunko cards in English, that 2/2 is a much better play than this 2/1.
Yeah, because of stamp. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a 2.
You think 2? I think 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, a solid 2, and in the right build branches into that 3 area. But overall, a solid 2-star. I agree here.
And the fact that because none of your Haruhi level 3 combos that you actually run needs reverse.
Yep.
So the power is yeah.
Not level 3, yeah, exactly, yeah. It's whereas you'd rather have the 1/5 where it's again assists your level 1 or reverse potentially. Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with the 2-star.
I mean, the 2k assist does put your level 3 the opponent can't play backups against up to 11/5 cross turn.
True. But yeah, I think,
and you can also pick that up with it. I'm closer to 3 than 2, but if you guys think 2, I'm also
fine with that. I think it's a very specific situation where that works really that well.
I'm more excited to talk about the next card. So.
Yes.
We all are.
We all are excited. Of course.
Every Harry person in the world is.
Every Harry character, every Harry player knows this card. Faded World, known as Emo Swing colloquially. You may choose one of your level 1 or higher characters, put it to waiting room, and if you do, choose up to one level 0 or lower character, put it on any position of your stage, and then choose 2 characters and return them to your hand. This card, especially back when it came out, was crazy. Crazy good, so much so, it literally got hit on the restriction list.
More than that, it was banned.
It was straight up.
It was banned for about, what, 8 years?
Something like that, yeah. It was, yeah, it was just straight up smacked in the face with, nope, this card is too powerful. Because, yes, you're paying 1. Yeah, that's fine for a 2-1 event, sure. You're changing a level 1 to a level 0. In Haruhi, that's not a big loss, because your level 0s are just as good as your level 1s. And not only that as well, if you have a level 1 that's rested from an effect for whatever reason, if that's possible, you then bring out a level 0 that then comes out standing to be used for effects again later. A brainstorm, whatever you want to use. Or bring it up to attack. It's not a dead character. It's something that still does stuff. And then a salvage 2 as well, like for no hand cost. You're not discarding 1, ditching 2 like most salvage 2 events. Level 2 salvage 2 events. It's usually salvage 2, ditch 1. It's just a straight up hand plus. Like, this is a hard +1. Like, you're using the card from hand, of course. Then you're changing a level 1 to a level 0. So that's not actually a loss. It's just a change of character. And then you're plussing 2. So you've use 1 card, gain 2.
Right, so there's a level 1 Mikuru in the set that says all of your SOS Brigade characters get +1 level and 500 power.
Wait, what?
There's a level 1 Mikuru in the base set that says all of your SOS Brigade characters get +1 level and 500 power.
So basically, your level 0 is becoming level 1. So you're changing a level 0 for level 0.
So you could very easily sack your rested Brainstorm
and bring it back standing. Oh my god! Is this why this card was busted?
No, that Brainstorm didn't exist back then. But the fact you could essentially sack a level 0, play it back out if you needed to, salvage 2 cards on a 2-1. It just had so much plussing. Remember, this was around 2011/2012 when there was not a lot of plussing. This card was broke.
Yeah.
This card would be good now if you put it into a bot. Change the word Brigade Leader to Hololive.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
I don't know. What's the trait in Mushketons? I can't remember.
The Six-Sided World.
Change it to Quintuplets trait. Change it to Avatar or Net. This card would be played in a modern set straight away.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the idea is that this card made plussing, like, Hori didn't have a plussing combo. He didn't need one. And the fact is that salvage are not trade locked, means you can just grab anything. Yeah. Which again, the level 1 combo that we mentioned can't grab everything. So this card helped fueling the tricolor deck that you run, which I believe it ran the Mikuru level 2 combo and the something ran level 3 combo, I believe. Yeah,
the classified combo.
Yeah, the classified combo.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
By the way, the card we did not adjust the card number on this card, so that's not the card number for this.
Oh yeah, whoops, my bad. I forgot to change that. Damn it! I did everything all right and I forgot that. God damn
it. He was too busy reading the card, looking for a downside, that he forgot to change it.
Yeah.
I think this is a very safe ranking for this card.
I don't think you've got enough stars.
Like this card is this alongside the 2-0 counter event, the blue. Those 2 cards. Which,
by the way, is not banned in English.
It's not. Like, ironically, I'm excited to see what someone whips up with the power up set for Haruhi. I'm so excited to see what people do with this, and if it sees play. I like. It's a shame we haven't got Kadakawa. It's a real shame. If we had Kadakawa Haruhi would be seen a lot.
Haruhi would get played.
How he would get played? The problem, so the slight downside for this event is the fact is, again, aliens can't really use this card that well. Mostly because like you don't really have a level 1 or higher target that you would easily sack, and more specifically, you don't really have a card that you will bring back into play. So it's just kind of a wasted slot. Just like it's your 2/1, discard 1, sack 1 for salvage 2, which like blue has better things.
Yeah, you just play bookmark, right? In blue, you just play bookmark event instead. Draw 1, ditch 1, heal 1.
Yeah. So it's kind of unfortunate, but it's a solid. It is a fight. It gets played in pretty much any field that's not pure alien.
That's fair.
So,
The only downside of this card is the Japanese name was better.
What was the actual Japanese name?
World with faded colors.
Ah,
It sounds so much nicer as a card name than Faded World.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense.
it's got different meanings. Where you just think about its fatal world, like it feels different.
It hits hard.
The
It
art
hits
on
harder.
this card, though. The art on this card.
It's
Anyone
gold.
that's watched Harry just looks at the art and it's such good art.
Final card, and the final card of today's stream, we have got the Wedding Dress Nagato. It's a on-play, pay-to heal for a level
not a
0.
It's not a new card either. This one's
It's not a
already
new
in
card.
English.
Yes, not a new card. It's a promo that's already in English. In fact, it's a box topper promo, I believe, from the original set. Yeah, a pay-to heal on a level 0. Okay.
Ironically saw no play.
Yeah.
It's this card is weird in the sense that it really wants to be played in Alien, but Alien has no spot for it. Alien has a lot of heals before you hit level 2, which is when your early play heal combo comes into play. So it's just unfortunate you don't have room for it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, it's got the wrong traits for the other decks because it doesn't have SOS Brigade, and it's obviously not a brigade leader. It's a very, very cute card that just has no slot for it anywhere.
Yeah, fair enough. So
I think you might see it in like you might want to play it in
pure Alien. Like
not
mono blue.
pure Alien. If you're playing Endless 8, I mean you don't have to necessarily have to start, but if you somehow need to get the Endless 8 out of your clock, you don't have it. You need the heals. Yeah.
So where we score, we're just gonna unfortunately
I
end.
think it's fine.
Unfortunately, this is gonna be a 1 or 2.
After hyping up Emo Swing and go, oh look at this card, and, oh it's a 2-star, and that is
You should have just finished with Emo Swing.
we should have just finished with Emo Swing.
Yeah. I mentioned that, but we didn't.
No. So, as I said, Haruhi, what do we think to the addition of the power-up set?
I think every set got some. Every deck that Haruhi plays got something. Red Green got more than the Alien deck, but I think there's enough that it helps. That I think it brings up to a much more playable deck level, especially now that your red, green, splash blue can play both of these strong events.
Yes.
And again, people who have not seen the information on binding, yeah.
We're not going to spoil that for you. Don't spoil it for them. Let them enjoy it for themselves. Everyone needs to see that card for a first time and have to read it twice.
Yeah, look for a level 2/0 event from original set Haruhi. Original set or was it extra booster? It was original.
It's from the trial deck.
It's trial. Okay. Yeah, if you don't know what that card is, it's a 2/0 counter.
And it's also from the booster.
Yeah.
So, yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah.
As a set, yeah. As an addition, though, what do we want to call this? Again, like putting it into the time where it came out. Again, this is a weird stream to do because normally we compare it to the current meta. can't really do that with the power-up sets. I don't think. I think it's rough to do that with the power-up sets. This is a really unique set review.
I don't feel like Haruhi can be compared even to the time it came out, because the time it came out, it
Had
was
no effect.
still
Yeah.
no, it was still restricted list crippled.
Yeah.
It was
you're right.
absolutely dead from the restricted list hit because it was so dominant in the time it was unrestricted. It got probably one of the hardest restricted list hits.
Okay, so
You know, like
if in English it came out in 2016, or if it came out around the relevant, like the relative time where it would have come out in English, like a year or so later, rather than 7 years later, without having a restriction list, because English didn't have a restriction list until literally last year, what do we think this would have done?
so, and so keep in mind, so Haruhi came out in English in 2016. So, was it the extra booster or was
Yeah,
it
extra
the-
booster.
Was the extra booster 2016 in English?
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I think the original set was 2015.
No, it's I can't. It looks like it's just 2016 for. Yeah, it looks like it's just straight up
They both,
2016.
they both come out in the same year potentially.
Oh, fair enough.
Okay, so I think if we're talking, so that's not. It's not fair to say 2016. Let's say 2017, 2018.
Yeah.
Like a couple of years after. You're say, Haruhi's heel loop gets stopped by Enahil, which because, dear God, contact is rampant.
Yes.
At that time. So it is hurt. Although the fact that the 2-0 event is not restricted,
Mm-hmm.
meant that if it came out during that time, you're just. I think it would have been created interesting matchups because people's finishing combo doesn't function.
Yes.
Like unless you're facing up against SAO, which locks out your events.
Yeah.
But you can't. Shinran doesn't lock up every lane, so you at least gonna have one lane that you're gonna be able to play the event up.
Mm-hmm.
And for Haruhi, that event is a lot. It functions even better than anti-damage, events, money counters.
Sure.
Yeah. So, I really think this is for what it does to Haruhi, it's a 4 to 5, I think. And this might be me having a bias for being a Haruhi, but I do think it gave Haruhi enough for what it was.
So my opinion on it is that if again comparing the power up sets as a whole, Kill la Kill was a 2-star, Log Horizon was a 3-star. I think this is a 4-star. If like out of the 3, this is definitely better than Log Horizon as a whole, in terms of one, what it added to the set, and secondly, what level it brought the set to, or brings the set to, should I say?
Just on its own, you get Emo Swing and a Ricky.
Yeah,
Listen, 2 cards. Those 2 cards on their own are better than anything the other 2 get.
yes, agreed.
Just straight up, it's easily this is a 5-star in terms of Haruhi.
Yep.
In terms of the meta, if it came out as it was, power up with Haruhi as it was, I think Haruhi would have been a strong contender for tier 2.
Like
Only really having one bad matchup, which is Kantai.
Yeah, agreed. So I genuinely think
now the 2-0 event will annoy people if Haruhi can keep a board.
Mm-hmm.
Because that event still messes up a lot of decks.
Yeah, 100%. Like how many cards need their combo to do anything? Like to do anything? Yeah, sorry?
Nino straight up.
Yeah, Nino straight up.
Nino's end of attack.
Yep.
If you've kept board, you can immediately end their entire climax combo.
Yep. Any on reverse, so if you're playing Hololive and they're playing Coco, kills that.
That just Coco's done. Any on attack combos, if they front first, the other 2 lanes are dead.
Yep. It does a lot.
Escanor.
Imagine just going, oh, I'm going to Escanor in. No, you fucking not.
Esco just gets...
Like, the two events banned for a reason in Japan. Absolutely. And I think if Haruhi even slightly got a sniff of any type of top cuts in English, they'd ban the event immediately.
Yeah.
So what it was is Haruhi has very weird antis that people don't think about. Haruhi has a fancy classified which is anti-event for a cross turn. Not just a turn, it's a cross turn anti-event. It's got the Kaya Mikuru, which is no climax played for the next turn, which and it also is -1 soul cross. And then you have the 2-0 event, which removes a climax from play.
Yeah.
You know, so it's just Haruhi. I think in English, Haruhi is a rogue deck just because what it does is what people don't expect.
Yes.
It's
what
your
made
level threes aren't.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, your level threes aren't big, but you have enough stuff that just makes people just go, wait, how am I supposed to do this?
Yeah, well, it's like, again, when information warfare Frederica first became a thing, people were like, what the hell do I do against this? It was the perfect rogue anti-meta deck. These can do similar. Like, again, Haruhi can, just get rid of your climax. That in itself is anti-meta. Just get rid of the combo.
You've got things as well, like the one Mikuro I mentioned earlier, the one that gives +1 level. It's got a second effect, which is when your opponent uses Brainstorm and hits a climax, discard one, give any of your opponent's characters -2,000 power. That can also hit back rows. So you can discard one and just kill their Brainstorm straight up.
Yeah. So
it's the problem with Haruhi is its level 1 combo is tiny and needs reverse.
Yeah.
Its level 3 doesn't finish the game. And it needs to do a lot of this anti-disruption, except for Catid, obviously. You do need a board.
Yes.
And boards are getting big. Haruhi's not getting big.
No. So I think, at this moment in time, we're going to cover that in the last moment in just a bit. But I think, given the context we looked at Power Up set as a whole, we're happy with 4 stars, right?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
I think it's a fair. Valuation of it.
Yeah. So the thing I wanted to touch into next, so a final review of the 3 power-up sets, and this is where we're going to talk about it, how it comes into the current meta, because obviously that is when it's come out in English. Honestly, I want to give this a 1 star, purely because Bushiroad messed up so much and did it so late. Basically. The only redeeming factor of it becoming potentially a 2 star is the fact that we have now got 2 rogue decks that could do something out of nowhere in Log Horizon and in Haruhi. Kill or Kill we're not even going to consider, because I think that Kill or Kill in the current meta basically does nothing. Because there's enough non-heal to waiting room healers that you don't care as much about anti-heal. And there's a reason why anti-heal is not really on the radar in the English format anymore. People are more reliant on stock healers. And most of the good healers that people play tend to be stock healers if they're there for the specificness of being a healer. I think. I'm leaning more think about it, more I'm thinking 2 star, purely because it's given an introduction to potentially 2 interesting rogue decks. What do you guys think?
Well, I don't think anything in Kill la Kill is... Kill la Kill is a very, very, very fun series. And anyone that enjoyed the series to watch it, you will build some very fun decks. And the power-up packs do a lot to support the fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
So they are worth... If you enjoy the series, don't just dismiss it out of hand. Do pick it up, enjoy it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's probably not good into any kind of modern meta because it just has no lines where it's strong. It doesn't have an advantage anywhere except your level 3 combo is kind of annoying because it doesn't need a climax and it keeps living. But even then, it's probably not great. The other 2, Log Horizon has potential, but it may hit the same issue in it needs the whole board.
Yes.
Which is a problem because its level 1 combo is still it's the same as Haruhi's, except it's an on-reverse burn one rather than on-attack burn one.
Yeah.
So level 1 combo is not much better. If you're able to hold the bodyguard lane and your opponent doesn't have disruption tools, they're probably not doing their combo. But in the modern day and age, disruption tools are everywhere. There's so much. Like you look at we'll take the obvious example, Hololive. Hololive levels down the Shiro and the bodyguard. with Ayami. That's both disruptions dealt with immediately.
Yep. And let's be honest, Hololive IMA is pretty much in every deck as a one-off that runs any form of red.
Exactly. So that's an easy one there. Sal, well, we talk about Sal with the Alice combo. The Alice combo gets so big, you're likely not going to have much for board. And they can probably deal with. Well, I imagine Sal at somewhere has got some way of dealing with the board.
Yeah.
Quince, again, gets quite big.
Yeah.
At least at level 2, it gets quite big when it does the looping 2 soulage.
Yeah.
Where it might be more annoying is Shiro with the Neg Souls can really disrupt Itsuki. Because Itsuki doesn't get as big. And Neg Soul anti-burn just shuts off their entire combo. And Itsuki doesn't have a lot of options to bounce. It's only got a pay 2 bounce, which they don't generally play, because the other ones are all in Ichika. So it could.
They got the coin flip you're on about, yeah?
Yeah, as I said, the pay 2 bounce.
Yeah,
it's the only
yeah,
one
yeah.
Itsuki's got. The rest are in Ichika.
Yes.
They've got this. So it disrupts Itsuki, which could be interesting. But yeah, it's a good rogue deck if you want to catch people out and if you think you're going to dodge Hololive, which is a challenge of the best of times these days.
Yeah.
Go
on. Yep.
Last one, obviously, Haruhi. Again, it's the same situation. Haruhi is better at disruption, but less likely to hold board to be able to use the disruption compared to Log Horizon.
Yeah.
But its level 1 combo is worse than Log Horizon's as well, because it's 6k on reverse combo.
It's not. Yeah.
You're not getting any. You could put 3 of them together and Alice will still beat you for backup.
Yeah,
Yuki,
it's just not happening.
I know you've been out. Yeah, Yuki, I know you've been out of the competitive game recently, but from what you know and what you've seen, where do you think these stand?
So I think a lot of what Dario mentioned is correct, and I think what Haruhi, is this power set helps. It doesn't help the main alien build, but alien build doesn't run a level 1 combo generally speaking. So what it does is it doesn't fundamentally change a lot of what the game plan for the alien build is. The alien build is gonna be you're still swinging at decently sized Lens Comics combo, and your level 1 board is AK across, but because you're playing your 1/1 117Ks and ideally 2 of the global 500s in the back row. But free calls backups go making 10k, or you get to split 2 rolls and 2 and 9Ks. So it's one of those situations where it doesn't. You get new tools. It doesn't. That deck doesn't get any better. Whereas other Haruhi decks it gets their players can build around it. It's just that they figure out what works, what doesn't work. I personally don't like the current 106k in the current meta. Like, I still think I would rather, if not the fact it's a plussing combo, I would much rather just run the Let's Classify and something in the ring combo.
Sure.
Just, you can't do it. But if you somehow Flavor Colors can allow you to do that without a level 1 plussing combo, by all means, please feel free to try to build that. I would like to know how that functions.
Big thing for Haruhi is it has absolutely no way of finding climaxes.
Yeah, that's also an issue, and it doesn't even get that in Kadakawa, does it?
Yeah.
No, but even then, that's not for
top decking.
Yeah, basically. There's no pants. There's no. You just got to get lucky.
Oh no!
Because you got the level 3 negative combo. Yeah.
The only thing maybe is,
but that's
if you don't go down the blue route, which I think would be wrong. The 2 soul combo doesn't need reverse. It doesn't lose board because they keep coming back. It's an option. I don't think it's good because yellow's not good, but
2 soul.
It's an option. It also is a 1/1, not a 1/0, so it comes back and does reverse those 1/1s that can't be reversed by cost 0.
2 soul. I will say it again. I think are we pretty unanimous on, you know, this in the current time of it being released? It is 7 years too late. 5 years too late. 5 years too late. Let's give it some, you know, the 1 year, 2 year gap between EN and JP at the time. It's 5 years too late. And 2-star.
2-star still feels generous.
You generally thinking 1 star?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like if we're talking all three as a whole, I think unfortunately it has to be a 1 star because it's just way too late when it's out of meta. Like we'd hope that we get something new out of it, but if we don't, it's just
To give you an idea of the delay, Set 1 Haruhi came to English the year after Kantai.
Yeah.
It released into Japan about 4 years before Kantai. At least. So it's 2009 release.
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea of how strong an emo swing is, that released in 2009.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually agree with you there in chat. 2 stars to Haruhi, everything else 1 star. Yeah,
pretty much.
That's fair.
That's probably fair.
I mean, I'm okay with that, to be honest.
To be honest, I think it's Haruhi 2-star, Log Horizon 1 star, Killer Kill 0, which averages it out to 1 star. But...
Oh dear. Well, thank you very much for the stream. Thank you for coming on, guys. Really appreciate it. Quick last shout out before we do shoot off for the episode. Again, a big thank you again to Big Orbit Cards for affiliating to the channel. And if you haven't already, please make sure you create an account using my affiliate link. And if you place an order on it does help support the channel. So if you want to use that, please do. And there should be some more discount codes on the way soon. Hopefully, we'll find out. I'll speak to Dave. So if you haven't already made a Big Orbit Cards account in the UK, please make sure you do using my affiliate link. And please support the channel as such. But apart from that, thank you so much for watching, everyone. Thank you so much to Yuki and to Dario, especially to Yuki for, you know, now it must be 5:30, 6:30 in the morning for you now?
5:30.
5:30. So, yeah, absolutely crazy if you... Yes, you might as well just stay awake, right? Or just sleep throughout all of Saturday. Before we do go, though, we'll do want to give these guys an opportunity to do any quick shout-outs. I'll start off with Dario.
Nothing really to shout out. Shout out to the community. And shout out to Liam, giving me a chance to join in with this. It's been a lot of fun.
I feel we definitely went more in depth in it than we should have done, but because of the uniqueness of Power Up Set, like because of its weird uniqueness.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, we've lost your camera, Dario. No. Yeah, you are still here. So why have we lost your camera? I don't know. That's very weird. I don't know. Oh well. Yeah, it's just gone now. Fucking. Let me see if I can refresh that. Because that's just, yeah, randomly died for literally no reason.
For these cards to come over, to finally get them, and people that play these sets in English. So fun. You will enjoy it.
Yeah.
You get it to, every time it works, you will love it. It will make up for those times where you sat there watching the next episode thinking, this looks a lot like the previous episode.
I'm saying nothing. Cheers, Dario. And Yuki, for yourself, my friend. Any shout-outs from your end?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me on the show, Liam. It's really my first time doing a live stream, discussing and dissecting cards with the community. Normally, I'm based in Asia. Usually, so this is very different from my, my usual, community. So it's nice to, have a collaboration across the community on topics like this. And thank you for yes, Bianca. It's I don't have a lot of self-confidence regarding to my, my looks and stuff like that. But thank you for that. And yes, JD, that is me. But yes, because I started playing Weiss since 2011, and I do think that the unfortunate part, I believe, is the fact that you have these power um, sets out. You don't have reprints, and I've heard reprints on the actual cards from the boosters, trial decks, and extra boosters. So it's like for people that want to get back, get in. You have Haruhi cards came out in 2015. How are you gonna find those cards?
Good luck.
They are hard. So I just think it's unfortunate that it came out at this time when just like you don't have other things around it to support it. It's unfortunate.
You know what's funny? I actually think, if I remember correctly, if looking for cards, I actually think Big Orbit Cards has quite a few of the old cards. I'm just gonna double check myself.
However, they don't have the important ones like usual Haruhi.
Ari.
Yeah,
That card is
Usual Haruhi is one of those you don't have to. I don't think it's a 4-off even these days because your level 1 combo from power set will replace some of that.
It's $35 on TCG Player. I think it's a zero of at that price.
Holy, how much?
$35 for the cheapest.
For the usual Haruhi?
I mean,
yeah, that's base rarity.
Jesus.
I mean, the other thing to consider is the fact is the power set makes it so that you don't have to play Alien's deck. So the other cards are going to get expensive. Like the Alien deck is not going to get much. You might see price going up. It's not going to get much higher compared to the other, other colors.
Yeah.
So that's something to keep in mind.
That's fair.
Yeah.
The only thing I want to check, have they got the event in? That's my question.
No. Which one? The 2-0?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got that event. They haven't got the. Yeah, I agree. Usual Harry is very, very bad. However, your other level 1 options are not exactly much better in Harry.
Yeah, they do have. They have 8 copies of Release of Information binding. They actually do. So if you want to get into Harry in English, you can get a lot of your core stuff actually from. Yeah, you actually can.
No, so
they got Trouble
Tokyo,
Girl.
the idea of usual Haruhi is you have to play the level 0 Mikuru that gives something on play or on Hong Kong Black from memory plus 1k. Like
And T.
you have to play that.
And T. Important part.
Yeah.
And T.
Yeah. Yeah. So like it's you have to play that. And I think you can't get around without playing that in the current red and green deck. So you are going to see 6k, maybe 7k if you're for some reason you're not playing. You don't have the brainstorm in, but I mean yes, it is small. So
it's fair.
Yeah. When Alice is coming out and sitting there at 11k, you're like, I might get to 7 if I'm lucky. It's kind of you're not getting over.
No.
And then of course you've got Quints where you can't actually reverse them because they can't be reversed by Cossers anyway.
Yeah, so which is why like I still think that like maybe the 1/1 or maybe that's classified combo like that. I still think that people may consider that at least it may solve some of the issues.
Two solve.
Because the that's classified combo is player. That's classified is changeable at 1, so you can play it at 1. And the card itself is AK climax combo for plus 1500 everywhere, and then the climax itself is plus 1k, so it's 10-5 plus whatever, and you can play it.
If you get 3 of them, they get to 15, I think it is.
No, it's 13-5.
Is it 13-5? Oh, so it still friggin' loses to Alice.
well, no, you're 15k if you have the back row.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
see,
which is a 2-1 if you have your.
It's also it's on bar, isn't it, as well? So
no, it's it's a bag. It's a bar.
Is it bag?
Bar.
Oh, I was about to say it might be on a climax you can get hold of, but ugh.
Oh no, it's but Haruhi also has these. I mean, we're on tangents now, but Haruhi also has a weird bag when you trigger bag, pay 1, snipe. Well, not a snipe. It's a minus power.
How much does it give again? Is minus trying to remember. It is -2.
I was gonna say, I think it's. Is it 2 or? I
I
have
wasn't sure if it was 1 or 2. I don't think it's higher than 2.
I don't even know, to be honest.
It's not. It's
Get some kind of
It's a
fun. You
true-
just trigger a bag and then just snipe off the back.
So
row.
sorry. It's a 1. It's
only one.
1.
Uh,
Yeah, but the card is a cat ear Tsuruyasa, which is your bound to the cat ear Mikuru. So
I mean, there's a lot of fun you could like the 1-0 that gives out the 500 on a level. It's quite a lot of fun against decks like Alice or Parching because obviously they do the brainstorm. They're not looking for climaxes, but if they still hit a climax, it still counts.
Yeah.
So you can discard one and start negging the power on the back rows and kill them off. Like doing it against Parching's one is 2k. So if they brainstorm and hit a climax, you discard one and just kill their back row Parching spawner.
and then that's -4k. So like I do think though that Haruhi, like again, it makes it the SOS Brigade build better. You have SOS Brigade, the plus level plus 500. You have there's actually a card in Extra Booster that gives global hit encore to SOS Brigades as well that people kind of forget about sometimes. But you don't have room. It's like you have so many good support, you don't have the room for all of them.
Yeah,
so it's unfortunate.
You've got one brainstorm in the back row and one of the global 500 level. You just can't fit the other card in as well. It's just really difficult.
Nah, exactly. It's what do you do? Just
it's not bad for a set that came out in 2009 originally, though, right?
Right.
That set is now 14 years old.
Jesus. Well, on that note, we're going to end the stream. We are going to end the stream here because I want to go get some food. I'm very hungry. For everyone that's... Huh?
I'm actually quite hungry. What are you ordering for me?
I have... What? Oh. I've just ordered myself a curry, so... Anyway, on that note, we're going to leave that stream here. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you've joined from the beginning, you've popped in, popped out, whatever you've done, thank you so much for taking part in this. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been a bit of a weird one. We'll be back to like normal set reviews, obviously, with the next one in 2 weeks' time, which I believe is now Day Live Set 2. So we'll be back to that with a bit more actual, meaningful set review, and it won't be a 3.5 hour live stream talking about like random stuff that, let's be honest, isn't really going to see much play. It's going to be a much more concise, going through cards that are actually important.
To be fair, we probably spent the most amount of time on the sets that would see a lot of play, because I think we talked more about Haruhi and Log Horizon.
Yes, that's true. Either way. But yes. Yes, we are going to leave that stream here. Say thank you so much for watching, guys, and say thank you to Yuki, to Dario, for joining me today. It's been absolutely amazing, and I do look forward to it. I do enjoy doing these. They're a lot of work, but I do enjoy going through it and just taking the time. And yes, we might talk a bit more than normal, but that's because we're just chilling and talking. We don't really plan much. We sort of, here's the card, let's go. Like it's so on the fly, and I do enjoy it. So I hope you guys do.
Your channel name does have showing it, right? So
exactly.
So what your channel is doing.
If they are a bit longer, then that's just because we're enjoying ourselves. We're not being too strict. We're just cracking on. But yes, thank you so much for watching. Huh?
Same stream again for the next 7 days?
Same stream again for the next 7 days. No.
Endless.
No. Stop. Anyway,
Denver.
That's freaking Harry reference. God damn you. Anyway, on that note, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. I'll be streaming again on Tuesday with some more gameplay, and then, like I said, in a couple of Saturdays' time, for the next set review. And if you are coming to my store tomorrow for the shop challenge, I really look forward to seeing you. Just rerun the VOD.
But make slight changes in it. Slight differences in each one.
I have not got that effort. Anyway, guys.
Just flip the cameras.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Right. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. And if you are coming to my store on tomorrow, I look forward to seeing you for the tournament for Shop Challenge. But we'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.